gets dark.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DemonPeaks podcast, the dirtiest place this side of the roadhouse, and the only podcast in the entirety of the internet to hear about Twin Peaks. I'm, of course, DemonPeaks, Sean. This is GothPeaks, Adam. Say hello, Adam.
Hello, welcome to my home.
Is that your vampire?
Yeah, that's
You're
my
like,
vampire.
You're like Vladislav.
That's like my Romanian
it's your
Dracula.
It's your Jermaine Clement vampire.
Yeah.
On today's show, as you've noticed, we're going to be talking about our top 5 non-Dracula vampire movies. It's not to say Dracula can't be mentioned or can't be in it, but he just can't be a main character.
Can't affect the plot.
Can't affect the, win reason if it's like, oh, Dracula was here earlier and left his shoe behind. Oh, okay, that's fine. That doesn't happen in any of these movies, but
it affects the story, man.
Yeah. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to the people who did our opening song. Lola is in Trouble. The song is Midnight Coffee. Check them out. If you're on YouTube, our logos and artwork are done by Corvid Days. Find them on Etsy. They do amazing work. And the show opening was done by Goth himself, and I really love it. I love it every time. I get a kick out of it. I watch it sometimes.
It's a satisfying video.
When I get really drunk, I'll watch it and be like, yes, this is
that makes me happy. Thank you.
Frank Booth is one of my favorite fictional villains.
He's amazing.
We'll have to
you
do
love
that.
To hate him, dude.
There's a fucking thing. One of our best fictional villains.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get to that some other time. I don't know what format you listen to this on, but it's offered on YouTube. Look for DemonPeaks Podcast and Anchor. Look for the same. We're also on Spotify and apparently every other thing. We say this every week, but I still am surprised.
Whatever else Spotify.
It was like, it was like Apple and whatever. And
we're on Apple also.
Yeah, I guess.
I gotta add that to the fucking title card. I gotta add that logo also.
And I think if you go to Anchor, it'll take you to all of them. I guess.
That's cool.
I don't know. And we got a breakdown.
Shows how much we know about this.
We got a breakdown of men and women. First episode, we had a lot of women. Second episode, we had not quite as many women. So this does not quite appeal to the ladies.
I absolutely understand.
Well, if you look at your metrics, my Instagram metrics are like 60-40 men, women.
I've never noticed.
Go to your insight thing.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you. I got curious and I'm like, oh, that's kind of, because my women has been growing. You got a lot of ladies, I think, follow you just for the nature of the goth thing. I think it's, you know what I mean?
Probably.
But it's just one of those, just an interesting.
And no, I mean, also a lot of the fucking shit that I post can be, a little bit feminine. Clueless Peaks.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Clueless and Twin Peaks.
Yeah, you guys did the Clueless. I couldn't get into. I'm not going to do the Clueless. Some stuff I didn't do Heathers. I'm not going to do Clueless. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. You guys do these.
I love those movies, dude. I grew up on those.
I like both of them. I think Clueless is an underrated standard bearer for like 90s comedy in some ways.
Fucking hilarious.
Paul Rudd looks the same.
Yeah, he does.
Everyone else is old or dead. But Paul Rudd, nothing's changed.
And he wins Sexiest Man Alive and
he was
People Magazine.
He was the older brother in it. Like he was the older guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
how strange.
How what was his name from Abe Vigoda was the old guy in The Godfather, and he outlived half the cast.
That's fucking weird.
He was the old guy in that. He was the oldest fucking dude.
He was the guy with the big nostrils and the furry eyebrows?
Was in,
the one that was in Good Burger?
He was in Good Burger, yeah. I was gonna say, what else has he been in? He was Barney Miller, he was Fish, Good Burger. Like that, what a career. Oh, you cut off. Hello?
Sorry, hold on.
Son of a bitch, just as good. Yeah, could you imagine that being your
Did you lose me completely?
No, I could hear you, I just couldn't see you.
Okay. Sorry, no, I was getting a call for some reason.
Who the fuck's calling you?
I get these fucking awful
Oh, the
robocalls like
auto
every fucking
dial.
day.
I got
Yeah.
called from Italy today, like a fake call from Italy.
I got $1,300 stolen from my account today through
How?
Zelle.
Oh
Luckily, I'm
no.
going to be getting a yeah, I'm going to be getting it credited back, but
Still,
that
that's
was a
that's
pretty
terrible.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. It's fucking pretty
how do
awful. I
was it
feel
like just a
pretty
breach of your
yeah, yeah. No, they scammed me fucking really good. They were fucking really slick, dude.
someone actually scammed you? Like they sent you something and you clicked it, or like
Yeah, yeah, pretty
oh,
much, man.
be
Just to
careful out
put it
there.
simply,
That's going
yeah.
around.
Pretty much, I'm just if I ever get anything like that again, I'm just calling the bank right
Banks
away,
are pretty good
which is what
about
I fucking should have done.
banks are pretty good about like, oh yeah, which they know, you know.
Yeah, it's fucking awful that it happened though. It's like one of those things like you wouldn't think it
You
happens to you.
it's not even about the money. You feel stupid.
Mm, I feel really stupid,
Yeah,
dude.
but it's not.
I
It
feel
happens.
very,
You
very
know, that's
stupid.
that. This is the gimmick. They throw a wide net and just hope. You know what I mean? That's what they do.
Yeah,
So they do it to a billion people. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's just
absolutely.
somebody's gonna click on it. Somebody's gonna,
Mhm.
by accident or they don't know or they're not, and they're getting more clever. I'll tell you that right now.
They absolutely are. The way they
Yeah.
did it to me, man, was fucking crazy.
Did you ever look at one of those things that like you buy a temporary? It's like an online thing and it gives you like a temporary card to put so much money on it, but it's just a virtual card.
I think so.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about? Those are a really good
yeah,
idea
I
for
think
when you
so.
buy stuff online. Like have a card that you just use for X, Y, and Z, but it's a dummy card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I think
disposable, pretty much.
that's a genius idea. And I use VPNs. I'm all kind of securityed up. I
You're
don't
careful about that
I
shit. Yeah,
don't mess around with that stuff. Just in
that's
case,
good,
because I
dude.
have had a couple of instances where like I bought something from a shady place and they were like, no, 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 no. My ex-girlfriend bought something, she wanted to buy something cheap from some Indian place. And I was like, okay, I didn't really look at the site. And then it was like $300 gone. And I'm like, nope, this is fake.
Jesus Christ.
And thankfully I called the bank and they were like, yeah, yeah, here's your money back. No problem.
That's good they took care of it though.
Well, who do you use
Luckily, my bank is taking care
banking
of it too.
wise?
Yeah, City.
City. That's the
Yeah,
fucking banks have shitty names.
yeah.
Citibank. There's one by me called First Bank. The fuck, First Bank? You're the first
Was the
bank?
first?
Piece
Was
of
the
you're a
first?
lying piece of shit. If
Claiming
I
it
walk
through
in
title.
here, I want to see some fucking proof that you're the first fucking bank.
Some documentation
Yeah.
with
Well,
like
let's just
burned edges on
yeah.
the paper and
Yeah, I
everything.
want some papyrus fucking, usury is illegal in the Bible, so it couldn't be that far back. All right, I'm going to start with our 3 questions. After that, I'm sorry about your thing. I hope you don't feel too bad about it. Happens.
Yeah, man. I hope it doesn't happen to other people. That
We
sucks.
saw Glitter Peaks she got scammed, and the Thomas guy got scammed. No comment
Yeah.
on that one though. All right, feelings on vampires as a character. Do you like the vampire? Do you like the vampire genre? Do you think
Yeah,
that
oh yeah.
it's
I'm super attracted to it for
yeah,
sure.
it's a very
Yeah.
romantic. It's a very romantic subgenre of horror.
Yeah, I love it for that
And
reason. For
I don't know
sure.
if it was by design because the Bram Stoker book he's sort of a creep. You know,
Hmm.
he's not
Yeah.
very like sexy. He's like a weird weirdo. I
Yeah.
credit that totally to Bela Lugosi bringing
Oh yeah, for sure.
the sexy nature of it.
And
'Cause
then fucking Gary Oldman,
sexed it up.
tenfold on
Gary
that.
Oldman's
Yeah.
sexy and everything. He was a sexy Commissioner Gordon. You
He
know
was
what I
a
mean?
sexy
He was
Sid
a fucking
Vicious.
well, yeah, yeah.
As sexy as you can get with that.
It was well, heroin addicted murderer. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
Uh, he,
great ending with the My Way though.
what else was he? John Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg in The Fifth Element.
Hmm. Yep.
Remember that name? Fucking stuck in my brain.
I'm
That's
surprised you do.
there's a sexy
I just
movie.
remember Zorg.
Mila Jovovich in that gave me a
Oh, I
little
love
kid
her in
boner.
that.
That was like I used to when I was like in fourth grade. I had like a picture of her that I carried around that I printed offline just to look at because
You
she
know that
looked
a
so
smoky
good.
pass?
Yeah, it's just sexy. I'm not embarrassed to admit that.
No, she's absolutely a cutie in that for sure.
A cutie. It's fucking. Um, what is your favorite Universal type monster, like the early type monster? You got the Wolfman, you got the Creature from the Black Lagoon, you got the Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, Mummy, the Invisible
Dracula.
Man,
I would
Dracula.
say it's a tie. It would be a tie between Dracula and Frankenstein, but Mole Monster Frankenstein.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
whatever the fuck.
I get so
But
tired of saying
I would say
Frankenstein's
I
one.
lean more towards on Dracula though. I think
I always thought that the Wolfman had a lot of potential, but they never really did anything with it. Like there's a lot of potential
I've only
for
seen
like
the Wolfman like maybe once or
I
twice,
just
and it's
meant
been a long time
in
too.
general, like a Hulk type character where a guy just like this unbridled animal inside of him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I started writing a short story about a wolf, like a wolf man, where it's from the perspective of after he had killed his family, and we don't find
Hmm.
out about it like until the end because he's just talking to him. Like I like the concept of the anger and rage and animal nature of it, but we don't
So
really
he's
got
like talking to their ghost pretty much.
yeah, but you don't know that they're
Okay,
dead until. But I mean, there's not
that
a
sounds
lot
really cool.
to go on. There's not a lot of good werewolf movies. You know what I mean?
American Werewolf in London. I
American
remember
Werewolf in
loving that
London. I
when I
just
watched
reviewed
that.
that.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah, check it out on the Tony Mackay on
Nice.
YouTube.
I'll check that out for sure.
People like when I do the old horror movies. Maybe I'll stick to that. I don't know.
Do more of those, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Would you be a vampire if you could? Would you want to be a vampire? If the offer was there.
I say I do, man, but I mean I don't
I
know
don't know.
about the whole living forever thing, you know?
Yeah. The thing is like you'd see everybody around you die unless you turn them into a vampire, and then you're
Yeah,
kind of
I can.
fucking stuck with them.
I don't know.
Also, like, okay, say I turn into a vampire, I would want my daughter to be alive with me, but when do I turn her into a vampire? Does she want to be? She's fucking 2. She can't turn when she's 2, so I gotta
Yeah,
wait
you gotta wait until
till she's
she's
older.
a
And
proper age.
what's the appropriate age that you're like, do you want to be a vampire, honey? 18? Does she want to be 18 the rest of her life and never age? I
What
don't
if she
know.
decides to never fucking do it?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, just one of those things you think about. Like, it wouldn't be so bad, but then would suck.
Yeah, yeah.
That's yeah. So maybe if given the opportunity, I think I might take it
Maybe.
just
I
because
mean, it's a
too far
tempting
crazy,
offer.
really. Yeah. What else are you gonna do with your time? Your immortal billion years of life. You'd see some cool
Playing
stuff.
all the instruments.
You know, it would be
I'd probably be more like Tom Hiddleston and fucking Only Lovers.
yeah.
You know, playing fucking music all the time and just getting
You you know what I
with
would
the
think would
shit.
be cool would be how language would change because language is so wildly different just in the past 100 years.
That
And
would
like
be really interesting to see.
you know, they say if you talk
And
to
that affects
someone
so much.
like 300, 400 years ago, they wouldn't be able to understand you. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? Because it'd be so wildly different. Could you imagine living through that and having to learn all of these new things over and over and over, how language
Yeah.
changes and like you break into English 90s.
They'd be like, what the fuck are
What the
you
fuck?
talking about?
Ancient tongues have not been spoken in the boneyard for like,
It's going for
I
that retro
imagine
thing.
in the future there's a boneyard. Yeah, there's always a boneyard somewhere in the future because
Yeah.
of the apocalypse. All right. We're gonna start with some honorable mentions. I said we can do 3 honorable mentions. That was
Okay.
the I went a little crazy with honorable mentions. Before movies, I want to talk about 2 shows that I didn't put shows on here because just in Castlevania was awesome. I really was a big fan.
The anime one.
Yeah, and they had Bill Nighy and Peter Stormare and people like that, and it was really cool.
Oh wow. Okay. I
And
didn't know they had Bill Nye in
yeah, oh,
and all them.
I could watch Bill Nighy do nothing. Just listen to him talking about crap.
I
It,
remember
um,
hearing that name
yeah,
before I knew who that was, and I always thinking it was Bill Nye the Science Guy.
it's just yeah, he's better
When I
than
was
Bill
younger.
Nye the Science Guy. He's
He's
much
much
better.
better than Bill Nye the
If
Science
they're
Guy.
gonna do Bill, I'd
Yeah.
rather be Bill Nighy than Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Ditto. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love him in a Shaun of the Dead when he got bit and he's like, I ran it under a cold tap.
Yeah.
Like it. And Helsing Unlimited, which is another anime. Just wanted to put
Oh
those are
yeah.
both very good. They're not anywhere on this list because we did not do television.
Crazy violent. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, it's super
Housing.
violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always see some crazy what is the AMVs on
Yeah.
YouTube with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh, I miss those. Like when people would
Yeah, you
remember
always
when
just
people
see
would take
those,
like
yeah.
they would take like Dragon Ball clips and they would put Linkin Park with it or something stupid, and it would be like
Oh dude,
the
you know
hardest thing in
what?
8th grade.
Back back in the fucking Napster or like LimeWire days,
Mm.
I downloaded a Dragon Ball Z Cell versus Gohan
Yeah.
AMV, and it was set to Metallica's No Leaf Clover.
Yes, I
And
had
it
the
was
same one.
actually
I had the
fucking.
same one.
You remember
I
that?
remember that
Yeah.
one because I was.
It went together so
I'm a
fucking
huge
well,
Dragon
dude.
Ball fan, obviously. And I
That's
just
funny. You
thought
know the same one. That's hilarious.
I downloaded all of them and I was like, these are the best. And they had
These
a
are
couple.
amazing.
They had a couple of Metallica ones. They had Hero of the Day and it was about Goku when he was a little kid, from one of the movies, and I was just like, yeah, these are bomb. But
That's pretty awesome.
that's our that'll come up later. Okay, do you want to start with your honorable mentions, or do you want me to?
You start. You go ahead. Start.
Okay, these are just three random honorable mentions, no particular order,
For sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
The
Same. Mine will be the same.
The Night Flyer, 1997, Stephen King story, stars Miguel Ferreira. So
Nice.
obviously it's about a vampire who flies a plane. And it's I don't know if you ever seen it. It's fucking stupid as it sounds.
Really?
Miguel Ferreira is a am I saying his name right?
I think you're saying his name right.
I'm gonna
Miguel
say
Ferrer?
it like that anyway.
No, it's not. It's just Miguel Ferrer, right?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's a reporter and he's investigating a vampire that flies a plane. That's it. That's the plot. It's really campy, but he makes the movie like the strength of his agitation, because nothing really happens in it, but just him.
But you just enjoy seeing him though.
Oh, I love it. He's just so mad about everything, and he's really
That's
good.
awesome. It's pretty much like seeing Albert getting pissed off all the time.
Yeah, except it's a Blue Rose case, except this one's about a vampire in a plane.
That's great. First thing I ever saw Miguel Ferrer in was this movie called Blank Check. You remember that?
Oh, I love Blank Check. The chick in Blank Check is sexy.
Karen Duffy.
Yeah.
Karen Duffy.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And
I
you know what
love
I think is funny is there was no way that kid did all that stuff with $1 million.
No.
As I got
older.
And
there's pretty much you can't make that movie today either.
No, God.
You remember when the kid and Karen Duffy make out?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was
straight up.
Talk about I had mentioned Little Kid Boner earlier. There's another one.
Yeah.
And I remember Miguel Ferrer, whoever the guy at the beginning, had weird boots on. Remember he had boots that had like weird V boots? They were really strange. I just remember it was like the first scene of the movie. I'm like, that guy's boots are really weird. But
it wasn't Tone Loc, was it?
No, it wasn't Tone Loc. It was not. He was a treasure in that movie, though.
He is a treasure, man. I love Tone Loc.
That's one of those films that I haven't watched it in 20 years, but like
that's apparently the first movie I ever saw in theaters, according to my cousin and my brother.
You know what?
I would have been 3 years old.
It had to be one I've seen. It couldn't be the first one, but it had to be one that I saw in theaters. Because I remember being.
I was always watching it on the Disney Channel when I was younger. Yeah. So and then my brother would tell me that.
I love it. He used like an Apple II and like puts the check in and it prints the thing. And the bank's like, this is fine. I'm like, this is no.
Mr. Macintosh.
And like I said, literally, he couldn't make $1 million. Wouldn't stretch that far. Like just thinking about that now. He bought a house and like
it's very silly. He bought a fucking castle. Is what he bought.
Buy no castle for under maybe 1994. You were doing that shit. I think that may have been the first thing I saw him in too. It had to be. I can't think of anything else.
That's one of the only things I recall seeing him in. And then after that, it was RoboCop later on down the line.
A lot for me as a kid. I'm like that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your first honorable mention?
First honorable mention for me, I will say, I'm just gonna get out of the way. From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, I like Dusk Till Dawn.
I love that movie.
The pussy scene. Cheech Marin is fantastic in that.
Great. He has like 3 roles in that, doesn't he?
He's 3 or 4 different people in that.
Yeah, so good.
Like I mentioned, I'm not a Tarantino fan, but he by the strength of George Clooney.
And how great is Clooney in that too?
George Clooney is great. He outacts Harvey Keitel in it. Yeah, I love Harvey Keitel. How are you acting?
You cannot love Harvey Keitel.
Juliette Lewis is garbage, and so is the other guy. I don't even know who the other guy is. The Asian guy.
The kid.
No, I don't know who he is, but they suck. They're just not good compared to like everyone else who's like out there busting their ass. Danny Trejo's out there doing a bunch of cool stuff. Selma Hayek's looking sexy as hell.
He's working hard. Selma Hayek is working very hard.
And even what's that douchebag that does all the special effects? It's in that.
Mm.
He's got the penis gun.
Oh yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
He's in
I,
all.
I
Yeah,
hate that
he's
guy.
in more of the Robert Rodriguez movies.
His school
You don't like that guy?
is not his school's not too far from here, like from where
Mhm.
I live, and he's a douchebag.
Oh, really? That sucks.
I mean, he does pretty competent work. I think he's overrated
Mhm.
because if you look at his stuff and like look at other people are doing same time, it's not.
Mhm.
He's not that good. You know, he's fine.
Yeah,
But whatever.
but
Everybody was really good in that, relatively speaking.
it's a really fun movie, man. And it just like it's a totally different movie at first, and then it becomes
Oh
a
yeah,
vampire movie way
yeah.
later in, like halfway past the movie.
So when we got the first hints of the foot fetish,
Yeah, that was
like
really funny.
Tarantino and his foot
Hmm.
fetish, God. But I a very enjoyable film, very enjoyable.
Love
No,
it. Yeah,
and
it's a really fun
the
movie.
very end when it pulls back and it's like the old. A temple and everything. That
Hmm.
was cool, and all the dead trucks and everything. Like, no one
Right.
noticed this from a satellite or anything ever. Like no one
No,
flew
definitely
past
not.
it. Just fucking
No,
ignore that. Yeah, okay.
it would ruin the movie.
No, it's a no-fly zone over this bar.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my first honorable mention.
All right, good one. Yeah, I debated on that one, but like I don't like it enough to put it anywhere. But I do like
I
it.
was debating on it too. That was one
Yeah,
of the ones that I was debating on taking
like
one of
back and
my top
forth.
five
Yeah.
out. Yeah, dude. I was like, fuck, but I was just like, get it out of the way.
Because
It's
it's
an
a
honorable
super
mention.
entertaining. My second one is even worse than the Night Flyers. It is Vampires. John Carpenter's
Vampires?
Vampires.
Oh, okay.
With James Woods and Laura Palmer.
I haven't seen it.
It's
I haven't seen it.
absolutely James Woods
I know of it,
is
but
a
I haven't seen it.
vampire hunter in 1998,
Mhm.
and Cheryl Lee is not a good actress at anything, so she's not good in this. Daniel Baldwin is in it, one of the Baldwins, not a murderer Baldwin,
Mhm.
Safe Baldwin. So it's a dark spot for Mr. Carpenter, but I love it because it's bad. Like
It's a fun movie.
yeah, it's a really terrible film, but it's really entertaining. You want to watch James Woods be a badass and kill vampires, which doesn't make any sense for a guy like James Woods to be doing. This is the movie. This is it.
When you said vampires, I thought you were gonna say Vampires, the black exploitation vampire movie.
No, the problem. Okay, so I'm gonna admit this. I'm a big fan of like black exploitation and kung fu movies from the 70s.
They're
Like
hilarious.
I
Yeah,
love,
they're great.
and you know what? And some of the black exploitations are surprisingly progressive because they treat black characters as regular people and not as tokenized background characters. Often
You
it's
gotta show me. So you gotta show me some of the good ones. I've
yeah,
only seen like maybe the
often
most
it's
popular ones, I think.
exaggerated in some fashion, but I'm a big fan of black exploitation films, and
Mhm.
and none of the horror ones are all that good, except for Tales from the Hood.
Tales. I feel like I may have seen that one.
It's a collection of there was like 3 or 4 of them, and one was good, and I think 3 was pretty good, but I think 2 sucked.
Mhm.
Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror wasn't very good, but these are newer. And I'm talking about the older. Like I have one that's called Boss N Word. It's the name of the
Mhm.
movie, and they couldn't put it on the title. It's just called Boss. But the name of the movie, there's a song. They call him Boss. They call him Boss. Boss. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's a very entertaining film. It's very entertaining.
Nice. I'll check it out.
There's one scene where he's talking. He's like a sheriff, and there's this deputy who's the 2 black guys, and
Mhm.
this guy comes up and he's like, "I need to talk to you, sheriff." And the guy goes, "I will talk to you after my tea," or something like that. And he goes, "Master, you said it to me, and I always wanted to say it to a white folk." And I'm like, "This is just I don't know who wrote this, but it's genius."
That's great.
Yeah. So unabashedly a fan of black exploitation. I think that it's a genre that gets a lot of shit for being what it is, but there's they had a lot of strong black
They're
characters
fun movies.
that
Yeah.
like that you couldn't see anywhere else.
Mhm.
And kung fu movies, same thing with Asian characters. You weren't getting a lot of strong Asian characters than anything else. You had to watch
Oh,
kung
there
fu
you
films.
are.
And there's a
Yeah,
billion kung
definitely.
fu movies.
Oh yeah, and there's lots of really cool ones too.
So go ahead. Your second.
Second one, I didn't really think about the honorable mentions all that much, but off the top of my head, I'll say second one will be Queen of the Damned.
Damn.
Actually,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fun movie. I know it's not all that great, obviously.
No,
We
I
know
feel
that,
like
but
it's a cultural. I don't know. Everybody I know that's around our age likes that movie.
because it's a really good soundtrack too. You know, you got
That's what
Jonathan
it is.
Davis being Lestan's
Yeah.
vocals and everything.
And what's her name?
Aaliyah,
Aaliyah.
yeah,
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Yeah, she was fucking awesome in that too.
Dude, and that unforgettable scene with Deftones
Oh yeah, yeah.
change playing with
It's just I
her
feel
and
like
Lestat.
everybody I know likes that film. I like it too. I just feel like
Yeah,
everybody
it's a
there's
great
not a
movie. It's a
person.
fun movie.
I know everybody says the same thing that you said. It's stupid, but
Mhm.
okay, Queen of the Damned it is.
Yeah, yeah.
No argument here. You won't hear any argument about me Queen of the Damned.
Yeah,
Um
it's just a fun, cool vampire movie,
I
and I thought it's cool for what it is. I like it.
you know what I miss about movies like that? They don't
Hmm.
make middle of the road movies anymore.
What
Either
is that? Middle of the
okay,
road
so
movies?
you have like your big budget films and you have your right now we have big budget films and really strong independent films. We don't have any films
Oh, okay. I
that
know
are
what you
just
mean.
okay, and they're intended to be just okay.
Would you
Like
call Gross Point Blank one of those kinds of movies?
yeah, it's like a
Like one of those
middle
middle
of
of the
the
road
road
kind of
movie.
the road?
It's a
Yeah,
pretty it's not great at anything. It's a pretty good
yeah.
comedy, it's a pretty good movie, it's a pretty good
Hmm.
directed, it's pretty good acted. It's a movie that like you don't have to think too much about. Every movie nowadays
Yeah.
wants to be this epic independent sweeping film or this grand expensive movie and I'm like sometimes I just want to watch a fucking movie like that's just
Yeah.
crap and I know it's crap and it's fun but it's not
And not
bad.
have
It's
it be a
just like
total fucking
yeah,
bummer, you know?
it's just a middle of the road. I want a Queen of the Damned. I want a Gross Point Blank. I want just something that like, you know, you're going to be entertained, but you don't have to. It's not. It's a turn your brain off.
An easy watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an easy
An easy
watch, and
watch.
it's not like a superhero film or something like that where you gotta like pay attention. Sometimes, like I can just put on
Hmm.
Gross Point Blank, and like if you miss half that movie, you haven't missed anything.
No, yeah, exactly. I love those movies too. I was thinking about the same thing before
Yeah,
too. I mean,
they
not
don't
too
make
long ago.
middle of the road movies anymore. They want to make everything
Yeah.
$1 billion movie, and I'm like, sometimes I just want a movie that's fine. And that's
Hmm.
okay too, because you have to have fine to judge everything else by.
Everything is just trying to be something else,
Yeah,
but it's just, yeah, it's
it's
just,
disappointing. And
yeah.
like I love the resurgence of independent films, but they're all so fucking long and tedious
Over the top a little bit, right?
about something that I don't need to be preached about right now. Like so it's
Hmm.
fine, but I don't really
I think that might be
give
the
me a
thing. They're a
moment.
little bit preachy, a
Yeah.
little bit.
Give me
You
like
know,
give
you
me
don't want to really want to be preached to.
sometimes it's fine. Like if I want to watch a film that's just
Sometimes, yeah.
about that, but sometimes I don't want that.
Yeah.
All right, my number one, and this is just our we're 45 minutes in, we haven't gotten to the fucking things yet. So
That's fine.
the last man on earth, 1964 Vincent Price movie. This is a shout out to love Vincent Price. Big ominous whoosh.
Oh, big ominous whoosh. Yeah, sorry. I was like,
They
wait,
love
what are you
Vincent
talking about?
Price, and so this is a
They're
shout out for
obsessed with
you.
Vincent Price. Yeah.
Yeah, good taste, you know, in that regard.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Based on the I Am Legend book, about a novelette by Richard Matheson.
Hmm.
I love this novelette. It's a really I'm a big fan of it, and nobody has gotten it right because they
Hmm.
did this, the Omega Man, Will Smith did I Am Legend, and no one has been able to get it correct, and I don't know why. And this is probably the closest to it. Price is excellent, and just the scenes where he's just mad about everything. I
Hmm.
love. He's just sitting around and music's blaring, and he's like, "Oh, I'm on a couch," and he just hates it. I love
I've
those
never
scenes.
seen it. I need to watch that.
It's really good. I mean, it's you know, it's one of those. It's a Vincent Price movie, so it's got a pace to it. It's got a cadence. It's got
Hmm.
a thing. You know, Richard Matheson is awesome. He did a lot of Twilight Zone episodes. He did like most famously Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. You know, there's a
Okay,
gremlin on
cool.
the wing.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
I want to say something about Gremlin on the Wing real quick, and this is something I wanted to bring up. So in the original show, it was William Shatner, right? That
Yeah.
saw it, and in the movie, it was John Lithgow. Okay, in
Yeah.
Twilight Zone, the movie. So there
Hmm.
was a show called Third Rock from the Sun. Do you remember it?
Of course. Yeah.
John Lithgow was
I
an
love that
alien.
show, actually.
John Lithgow was an alien, and his boss, the big giant head, was William Shatner. So they go and pick
Yeah.
him up from the airport, and he goes, John Lithgow goes, "How was your flight?" And Shatner goes, "It was fine, but I saw something on the wing." And Lithgow goes, "Same thing happened to me."
Holy shit! I
And
never caught that.
I love that scene as a kid because I
Oh
watched
man,
Twilight
I
Zone
never caught
all
that.
the time, and I'm like, yeah. That was the one 10-year-old that was like really
That's
excited about
awesome.
a Twilight Zone reference. Um,
That's
yeah,
really
but
cool.
Price does a really good job in this. It's a pretty formulaic movie, but I would give it a watch if you like Vincent Price and you like, you know, if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, do you have a number one for your honorable
um,
mentions?
the honorable mention list wasn't in any order, but
Yeah, I
my
just
last one, I think I'll say probably the first couple of Underworld movies.
Yeah,
The
Kate
first two.
Beckinsale. She
Yeah, she
said
was
that her
badass in
her
it.
husband directed them, and so she said that he really
Oh,
just wanted
really?
to
Nice.
he just wanted to see her in a tight outfit.
Just wanted to see her all
That's what
see
he
her all doffed up and
that's what
everything.
he said. Like that's what she said about it, and I'm like, I believe that. Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
But
good.
fun movies though. Really
Bill
cool
isn't Bill
action
Nighy
movies.
in those two?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there
Yes,
you
he
go. We're
plays
getting a
like
lot of
the
Bill.
main head
Yeah, a
vampire
lot
dude,
of Bill
I think.
Nighy today. All right,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
get behind
he's a
that.
good vampire.
He's a good fucking everything, man. You
Yeah.
can't be. Yeah.
That's another good soundtrack too, though. The Underworld soundtracks.
Oh,
Those are
every.
pretty awesome.
I think I stopped watching after two because they was the same movie over and over and over and over. And over,
The
and
third
over.
one they had somebody else, and it was like a whole prequel thing going
Wasn't
on,
there was
Rise of the
four or
Lycans and all
five
that.
of them? Wasn't there?
There's a bunch. Yeah, they brought back Kate
Yeah.
Beckinsale, and
She must be
I
hard up
think
for war, huh?
they all started being kind of
Hey, it
bad.
wasn't a
Maybe they just might
super
be entertaining watches now.
wasn't a super interesting premise to begin with. To be frank with you, like you can only stretch that so far.
Mhm.
Like how many movies can you get out
Another
of?
one that was actually tied with this one, even though, but I haven't seen it in a very long time. I just remember enjoying it. 30 Days a Night, the Josh
Yeah.
Hartnett one. Yeah.
Yeah, based on the comic, which was a fairly competent comic. Josh Hartnett
Mhm.
killed it in that. I love the vampires. I love the idea of it. It's a really clever idea.
I remember it being really fucking scary,
Yeah,
dude.
because it was
Those vampires were pretty fucking
they
terrifying.
presented it the it makes sense too. They go to a place. You would go to Alaska. You would go to Sweden. You
Mhm.
would go to Norway. You know what I mean? They're not Sweden.
Yeah.
Norway, Greenland. I mean, I apologize. Greenland.
I don't know where else. Yeah.
It's like Greenland, and upper there has dark. You know what I mean? Or it's light,
Yeah.
and that's what you got for a little bit of time. Yeah, that's a clever movie.
Yeah. So that was kind of tied with like the number one spot, I guess.
I accept that. All
So
right.
just thought I'd mention it.
Start with our main list. I'm going to start with number 5. These mine are in order. I have thought about this long and hard.
Mine's gonna be no order again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Number five, to the surprise of no one, it's Blade 2 from 2002.
All right. Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro, maybe one of the most underrated sequels in the superhero genre, frankly.
My lady and I watched the first Blade yesterday, so we can watch the second Blade.
And you'll be
tonight,
impressed
hopefully.
how much better 2 is. You will be blown away. You will
I don't know, man. I love that. I love the first
number
one.
1 is fine, but it's mediocre in like everything execution, especially who plays Deacon Frost? The guy that looks like the other guy.
Oh, fucking
the guy that looks like the other guy. Guy who thinks he's Christian Slater, but he's not Christian Slater.
No, I know you're Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff. Yeah, who's useless. He's not Christian Slater. That's what he is.
I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Stephen Dorff for this one movie that I fucking love called So Fucking What.
I've not seen
SFW.
I've not seen that.
It's a really weird old school like independent movie with him and Reese Witherspoon.
So Fucking What?
Yeah, it's called SFW, but it's a fucking amazing soundtrack and a pretty killer movie.
Huh,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna put that on my list.
just check it out. Just wanted to mention it. Sorry.
I don't get a lot of Reese Witherspoon movie requests. Just doesn't come up, Legally Blonde 3, Back in the Saddle.
It's a cool little 90s cult classic though.
I've never heard of it genuinely, so I'm excited to at least put it on the ever growing list of stuff I'm never gonna fucking watch because that's what happens.
You might like it as like a little cultural little piece,
It's in the cultural zeitgeist, you might say.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, you might not say that, but I say it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you can tell it's a Del Toro film because it has Ron Perlman in it. Because he's in fucking.
He likes casting him for sure.
He was in Blade 2, Chronos, Pacific Rim, Hellboy by Del Toro. I love Ron Perlman. I was first exposed to him.
He's awesome. Yeah.
Via two things, and that was City of the Lost Children and Fallout, because I was a big Fallout 1 and 2 when I was a kid.
What was he doing in Fallout?
He was the narrator for the beginning. War never changes.
I only played from the third one.
Well, so the third one, the beginning is Ron Perlman, him talking about the war.
Well, fuck. Okay. I don't remember.
He does except for 4, he does all of the narration.
I just remember that Liam Neeson does the voice of your father in that one.
Yeah, voice of your dad. So your chance of just chasing Liam Neeson's nuts.
Yeah.
He does a lot of voice work. He did like Teen Titans. He was Slade Wilson. He was also in Phantom 2040. And this may be the second time I've got to talk about Phantom 2040. I don't know if I talked about it before, but I just want to mention that
you did mention Phantom before.
I really loved Phantom 2040. And I have a podcast now, so I can talk about Phantom 2040 as much as I fucking want to.
You absolutely can go for it, dude.
But I think
I
it was
won't
a cool,
stop you.
it was a cool movie. It was an interesting movie. You know, Blade's an interesting character, and him working with the vampires and the other vampire with the fucking face thing. Just thought it was a clever movie.
Mhm.
It was fun. It had a lot of twists and turns, and it visually was really impressive, and probably had a great
Yeah,
soundtrack. Because
I don't remember the soundtrack all that much, but I
all the
remember
Blade
enjoying it
movies
when I
had good
watched it.
soundtracks. You know what I mean?
The first one was very hip hop, trip hop, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
yeah,
which
I liked
worked
it a
for
lot.
it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I
All right, so
don't
your
think I've seen the third one. I don't think I've ever
don't
seen the
fucking
third one
watch it. Don't
actually.
watch the third one. Don't
I've heard
watch
it's crap. Yeah.
it. Okay, so out of everybody in it, it's got some chick, I forget her name, but it's got Parker Posey, it's got Wesley Snipes, it's got
Parker
Ryan
Posey.
Reynolds, yeah, and it's got
I might have to watch it.
and
I'm sorry. I love Parker
the
Posey.
best actor in it is Triple H, the wrestler. He does the best job.
Really?
Everyone else,
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
everyone else sucks, and I'm like, how is Triple H? He's not an actor, and he's really given these scenes like he's better than the actor. I think
He's giving it his DX best.
I think everybody else was like, we hate this movie, and he was like, I'm in a movie.
You
You know what I
got
mean?
like really
So I'm
excited
gonna
for
do
it.
my
You wanted to try
best
hard.
because he was decent in it, and it's not a good movie.
I don't know, man.
Notoriously,
I'm gonna have to see it now because of Parker Posey.
I do like Parker Posey. Notoriously,
She's
though,
awesome.
Wesley
I love
Snipes
Parker
was
Posey.
like difficult in it. He wouldn't
Isn't there one part? Is this the one where
the
he's like
eyeballs.
wouldn't
He
open
wouldn't
his
open his
eyes?
eyes, and he wouldn't do scenes with Ryan Reynolds. Like he just wouldn't do them. So like
Jesus
they have
Christ.
intercuts. They have Ryan Reynolds scenes where he's just making fun of him, and he never saw the cut until the premiere, and he was mad.
Wow.
So yeah, okay, you're first or fifth or whatever.
Whatever it's gonna be. I would say Only Lovers Left Alive.
Very good. That was on my list,
Yeah,
my short list. It's not on mine at all, but it was initially. Good
for sure.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not your traditional vampire movie at all,
yeah.
but
Excellent.
a Jim Jarmusch movie isn't really
Yes.
your traditional kind of movie. So,
No.
but
It's
amazing music, amazing acting, beautifully written, beautifully cinematography is great. I love how dark the scenes are.
there's
Um,
a pace to it that's really dream-like. It's got a stream of consciousness
mhm.
to it that I really enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so fucking eccentric. It's not eccentric. I'm sorry. What's the word I'm looking for?
Eclectic.
Um, eclectic. Yeah, eclectic with the music, eclectic with
Yeah.
the.
It almost is bigger than it's got a lot. There's a lot of density to it.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, of course, it's a vampire movie, and when it gets right, it's so fucking
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
characters are just so cool. Um, but I'm trying to remember what the word is I was looking for to describe it.
Jim doesn't
It's
normally
a
miss too much. His last one was sort of whatever, but he doesn't normally miss too often.
no, yeah, I enjoy mostly everything he does. So yeah, but no, that would be one of mine for
That's a
sure.
excellent film.
Amazing movie, love it.
So I've been watching vampire movies all week just to prepare, just to see which ones I thought were good.
You're more prepared for than me. I didn't really get a chance to watch as many as I would have liked.
I only ended up getting through a couple, and I had to skip through ones I've seen. I was like, okay, I remember this now.
Yeah,
This
the
one,
last one I just watched was From Dusk Till Dawn, was just like last night with my lady. So.
yeah,
It was to finally decide if it was going to be on my list or not. So
and I ended up with a
yeah,
no, despite the good
yeah. And
violence.
I told you earlier that it was
Yeah,
going to,
is that the one you were
it might
mentioning
replace something.
that might be
Yeah,
the replacement?
yeah, but it didn't end up happening. So
This one, my number 4, I watched a lot as a kid on the Sci-Fi Channel,
okay,
but rewatching it, I really enjoyed it. Lair of the White Worm,
I have no idea what the
1988.
fuck that is.
Ken Russell picture. He did Tommy and Altered States with William Hurt. It's based
Okay,
on a
cool.
Bram Stoker's novel, very loosely. Stars Hugh Grant and Peter Capaldi.
Wow.
And
So
I
early Hugh
didn't
Grant, early Peter Capaldi.
I did not know it was Peter Capaldi because I didn't know who he was till later. I
Because he didn't
love
have
Peter
any wrinkles
Capaldi.
and any gray hair.
Yeah, he's got brown, like wispy hair, and he's
Wow,
young, and
nice.
he's got little glasses.
Yeah, he's one of my
Um,
favorite doctors, man.
he is one of my top 5 favorite doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had to pick, and I'm going to do it: Tom Baker, David Tennant, Sylvester McCoy, Peter Capaldi, and Open Season for number 5. I have to think about that one, but that's
sure.
top 4. He's in it, and he's also in The Thick of It. Did you ever see The Thick of It?
No, I've heard it's really
Absolutely
good though.
brilliant. He's Malcolm Tucker in it, and he's just yelling, and he's a fucking calling people cunts, and literally Malcolm Tucker.
Yeah,
is
he's
a
like swearing up and down in it,
Oh,
right?
he's just mad. I think my favorite is when he's trying to figure out what Star Wars is, and he's like, "What's the one with the fucking guy?" And he's a robot, and the guy's fucking fucked his sister, and there's pedal bins, and they're all Legos, and the guy's like, "Oh, Star Wars." I'm just like,
They're all Legos. That's hilarious.
every scene is genius. They used to say that he said it was the most cathartic thing he ever did because he would be anything he was mad about, he could just go on set and yell at somebody about.
Let it out on set.
Yeah, it didn't matter. And
for the
people,
camera.
people called it getting tuckered because his name is Malcolm Tucker. Because he would just say these things, and it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I wouldn't mind bringing back that character.
He's as useless as a marzipan dildo. It's like one of the first lines. It's one of the first lines you hear him say in the show, and it's just like, this is what we're gonna fucking be.
I gotta watch it. That's great. Yeah, Peter Capaldi is really awesome.
Yeah, Hugh Grant was good in this. It's like he's a posh asshole. The whole movie reminds me of An American Werewolf in London, that dry comedy and a lot of intense violence. It's very silly. It's quite sexy. You know, like I said, I watched it on Sci-Fi and I was always like, what's going on? It's about snake gods, and there's an air of cheapness to it, especially with the music. Okay. It's not particularly well made. There's a scene where people are praying to Jesus, who is literally on a cross, like it's actually Jesus, and a big snake wraps around Jesus, and then somebody rapes all these women. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And there's a couple of scenes like that. And the chick in it is like an evil snake goddess. And so anytime someone plays music, she dances like a snake.
Nice.
I'm like, this is
had Selma Hayek and From Dusk Till Dawn doing
different because that's supposed to be sexy. This is like unintentional. Like a guy plays a harmonica and she's like, oh no, I can't stop dancing. Selma Hayek was dancing like a sexy, doing a provocateur. You know what I mean? This is just like literally a guy pulls out a harmonica and she's like, oh my God. I would recommend it just because it's a way different film than you might expect to see from Hugh Grant.
What's the name of this movie again?
Lair of the White Worm.
Lair of the White Worm. All right, I'll check it out.
Do yourself a favor. It's not a long film.
For sure.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Lost Boys was another one that was on my list, but ended up on the cutting room floor. Great 80s.
Amazing.
Standard bearer.
I love it, dude. It's a perfect, blend of teen comedy with cool horror. You don't really see much till towards the end,
It made Kiefer Sutherland cool.
Cool. Absolutely.
He was
Kiefer Sutherland. I think I've seen him at some goth clubs back in the day. Actually, I think I've seen him at a Bar Sinister.
Everybody
or
looked like Kiefer Sutherland back in the day because of The Lost Boys.
No, I really think it was him.
Oh, you really think it was him?
Sure.
Should have been like, hey man.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure.
I'm a big fan.
He may have been hanging out with Dave Navarro, honestly.
I could see that.
No,
back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would hang out with Dave. I'd hang out with Dave Navarro, not anymore, but like 20 years ago.
I've seen him out and about like twice, I think.
Does he live in LA? He lives around there.
I think, yeah. I don't know if he still does. Yeah. But yeah, no, Lost Boys is awesome. You got the two Corys and like the only things I can like really tolerate them in.
Together
at least, yeah. But you got the greasy sexy sax man in that, which I love.
Very sexy to say the least.
Yeah,
and it's a mixture. It's like if a John Hughes film went to a wrong way.
Yeah, John Hughes going through his goth phase or something like that.
That's what it feels like if The Breakfast Club turned into a horror movie.
Yeah,
it could be a slasher movie like that.
But yeah, they got the perfect cast for the vampires in it too.
What's his name from Bill and Ted is one of the vampires.
Yeah, Alex Winter.
Alex Winter, yeah. I feel like I get to mention Alex Winter every time he comes up for some reason every time.
Well, when did he come up last time?
Did I not mention Freaked, the movie Freaked? That was
I think you did.
Him and the Butthole Surfers and
shit. No. Actually, I don't recall it. I don't recall you mentioning that.
We'll talk about Freak some other time. Freaked is a movie that we need to have. Maybe do a watch along with Freak because it's something else.
Okay. Check it out. Alex Winter is really cool though. He does some pretty good documentaries now, I think.
So. He's just a cool kind of guy. He did a lot of music back in the day. He was good friends, like I said, like the Butthole Surfers and stuff like that. He was good friends with them. He did stuff
That's
with
cool.
them. He did music videos and stuff. Like he's just a guy that just wants to have fun and enjoy his career, which is
Yeah, he seems to enjoy what he does, so
yeah.
that's pretty
The
cool.
new Bill and Ted's pretty good too. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. The last song was a little cheesy,
Okay, the song they
but
used
it
before
was
that
still
was
cool.
"God Gave Rock and Roll to You."
Yeah, but that was Kiss. I mean, I
I
can forgive
fucking
Kiss a
hate.
little bit.
Why they were terrible. They're not even a band. They're like a prefab orchestra of people who decided to be famous before they were a band.
I think that they're getting some shit now too because I think some roadies were complaining that the last tour that they were doing,
Yeah.
they did not provide a safe environment at all to
No,
like
and I'm gonna
like
say this.
COVID
I'm gonna say this
and
right now.
stuff.
Gene Simmons is a rapist.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, I'm 100% certain Gene Simmons is a
What makes you so
pederast and a
sure?
rapist. He just because I've heard stories about him and younger women, and he's just a fucking sick dude. I don't know. I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't know that he isn't. So
Well, I'm saying it right now. Gene Simmons is a pederast and a rapist on this openly.
I don't know nothing.
He's trying to fuck the moon people with fucking Bezos. All right.
Yeah, Lost Boys is my number 4.
Go from Lost Boys to Gene Simmons is a pedophile.
Go on.
Right back to it. Number 3 for me, Vampire Hunter D.
Cool.
1985 anime movie based on it. Now, here's something. It's based on a series of novels. People misunderstand that they think it's based on a manga. There was a manga way later, but it's based on a series of novels. Prose novels, and they're quite good. I actually they just re-released the first 3, which have been out of print for a long time, so I bought them because they're hard to find. It's an incredibly rich tapestry, the books are, but it's about D, who is Alucard, who is Dracula's son. It's revealed at the very end of this. It's the year 12,090 after like a nuclear holocaust, so like he's got like a robot horse and people are trying to rebuild, but there's vampires and there's so much lore going on that you can get lost in it, and the movie sort of tones all that down, but it's just incredibly violent. Back in the day, anime was treated like some sort of like dirty, weird, almost pornographic thing in like the mid 90s.
Yeah, it was impossible to watch an anime without finding some kind of perverse part. Anytime a chick falls, you got to get a close-up shot of their panties and shit.
And like you had the mainstream ones, you had Astro Boy and like Dragon Ball and Casherin and Speed Racer, but like this was like dirty, raw animation. It was scary and intense. That hand-drawn 90s Japan animation that was
had
like,
some grit to it with some really rough
Yeah.
lines and stuff that moved a bit,
And I remember just finding these weird movies like this back in the day and just being like, I've never seen any animated thing like this before. And I'm still a fan of it. I'm a fan of the books. I'm a fan of this. The second one is probably a better movie, but this one speaks more to me. A little nostalgia, and I think it still holds up. And I love.
For sure.
I usually watch animes with subtitled because I like something gets lost in translation a little bit when you have the dubbing.
Oh yeah, I mean, you ever watch subtitles with the dub
it's
also?
way
It's
off
not the
the
same.
mark.
It's way
so
off.
I usually listen to the Japanese voices and watch the subtitles. With this one, it's one of those that you could do the dub and it's funny because it's bad.
Nice.
It's like, oh no, you've got to be Dracula's son. It's just like, all right, good. Your number
number 3. Let's see. Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Great movie. I didn't put mine on there because I knew you were going to put yours on that.
Okay, for sure.
I would have used that same one.
I think it because that's like the most non-traditional vampire movie I've ever seen, for sure.
And we talked about it last episode. It's a goddamn good movie. It's a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
It's a little tiny bit
beautifully
long.
Done.
I feel like a little bit long in the tooth. But that's the biggest complaint I have.
Dude, the cinematography in that was just like incredible.
Oh, the shots and everything were just like they gave you a suffocating feel. You know what I mean? Everything was intense and really, I don't know. That's a good movie. And like I mentioned,
I already mentioned the music on it too. The music was really cool.
Yeah, we talked about some traditional stuff, which is really cool. I would love to see more movies come out of that area and are as good as this, the quality.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And we're not seeing it, for whatever reason, I don't know, but I would love to see it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's cool. It's a female directed, Persian vampire black and white movie.
Which you
And
can't say
another
that.
thing with the cinematography too, I mean, is fucking is it, I can pause any shot in that movie,
Hmm.
and I can frame it onto my wall, and it'll look
Oh,
amazing.
it's beautiful. And you know, I think something
Yeah.
said from that is it was filmed digitally and then made black and white, which
Oh, really?
you can tell
I
because of
never know how that works.
you
You know,
can you can sort of
the
tell by
combination of all that.
the texture of the film.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. Like if you've seen enough black and white movies, there's a big difference between a movie that's filmed in black and white and a movie that is made black and white.
So it was originally filmed in color and then rendered
Yeah,
to
I'm
black and
sure
white,
some like
or
the just normal filming process and then they black and white it,
gotcha,
which
gotcha.
worked for it better because it gave it sort of a almost a like it's a very colorful movie while being in black and white. Do you know what I mean? You can
Yeah,
almost see the
absolutely.
color in it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be my number 3.
Excellent film. You know, no
Hmm.
argument here for this. Yeah.
Very good.
My number 2, I debated and I debated and I debated, but this one I had to put on here because I love this movie. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
Matthew
okay,
Tati
got it.
and Jermaine Clement. What you were doing earlier, about to solve the poker. And I love this. I watched this came out and no one had heard about it when it first came out, like that I knew. And
I watched it when it first came out, and
yeah,
I need to watch it again
it's
because
so
I
much
right now I'm
fun.
enjoying the show more than the movie.
You know, they're two totally separate things.
Yeah, and
The
so I
humor
want to watch the
is
movie again to kind of get it
the
again, you
humor
know?
is that more awkward New Zealand humor, like an early
Yeah.
Peter Jackson. This reminds me of an early Peter
Hmm.
Jackson film. Reminds me of Meet the Feebles or something like that. You know what I mean? Dead
Hmm.
Alive. And you know, I love the scene when Deacon's talking. He was like, if you were a vampire, if you were a Nazi, if you were a vampire Nazi, no way. Talking about like they wouldn't accept him because he was a Nazi and they got out. It's just such a damn, and it spawned 2 shows actually. I don't know if you know that.
What's the other show it's
The other
on?
one is Wellington Paranormal. It's about the cops in it. It's a New Zealand
Okay.
show, and it's 3 seasons. And it's about the 2 stupid cops that deal with. They're the paranormal investigators of Wellington in New Zealand, and it's just
Hmm.
those 2.
Okay.
And
But
so
those
they're
characters were liked well enough to have
yeah,
their own show,
and
though, for sure.
it's really funny. It's you know what I mean. It's really clever. It's less budget, so it's just these 2 like dealing with weird stuff. And
Hmm.
I would recommend it if you can find it. I'm sure it's online somewhere. I download everything, so I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, funny movie. Probably, you know, it's got that Flight of the Conchords humor where it's real dry and awkward, sarcastic.
Hmm.
Obviously, Jermaine Clement being
Of course.
one of the Flight of the
Yeah.
Conchords guys. All right, this is my number 2. I know maybe people will be like, "Oh, really that?" But I don't know. I can watch this movie with anybody, and they'll
Yeah.
get something out of it. If you like
I'm
horror,
sure I'll get
yeah.
something out of it if I watch it again.
Well, if you like horror, you'll like that it's about vampires and there's some violence.
Mhm.
If you don't like horror, you'll like the comedy. You know what I mean? Like there's something you can get from it, and the show's
Yeah,
great
it
too.
has something for everybody.
I love Matt Berry. So
Well, Matt Berry is fucking amazing. Yeah.
he's the best actor in the world, I think.
Fucking IT crowd. I mean,
He's great.
I'll never get tired of him in
Him
IT crowd for
when
sure.
he comes in season 2 as the guy's son, is like father.
Father.
Then he gets a robot hand. Remember, he gets a robot hand, and he breaks in the finale. He breaks, but he's great. I mean, Snuffbox was great. What was it? He was in Toast of London. He was the main character, but he was also in The Mighty Boosh. He was Benson
Yeah.
Bainbridge.
Yeah.
He was also Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. That was his first acting role. Great in that. I have a 2-lane lover on a 1-lane street, whatever it is, a song he's saying. I have a shirt from Dark Place.
Nice.
Fancy, what does he say to the girl? Fancy soup and egg or whatever it is. He's trying to hit on her.
I don't even remember.
Great. And Toast of London is my favorite thing that he's ever done. Just him being a piece of shit consecutively.
The only things I've really seen him in was IT crowd and What We Do in the Shadows and Mighty Boosh.
A musician. Did you know that he's acid jazz
really
musician? And he's good.
Oh, nice.
He's really good. He did the theme songs for Peep Show, Toast of London, and he actually, there's a scene in What We Do in the Shadows in the last season of this episode of season. He's playing the piano. He's playing the theme song from Toast of London.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Need to watch that.
I have 2 of his albums. They're good. They're better than they should be.
I'll check it out.
That was okay. Go ahead. You're number 2.
Number 2, I'll say Let the Right One In.
The
It's
right
been
one
a
in.
long time since I've seen it, but I remember when it first came out. Well, go ahead.
Did
What
you
were you
like
saying?
the remake, the American remake?
I
Let
enjoyed
me
it,
in.
but I don't think I enjoyed it
It was
as much
okay.
as the.
It was pretty
Yeah,
much a
I no,
shot for
I thought it was
shot.
good. I thought
It was a
I thought it was really good.
They
Yeah,
didn't really change anything, which is good.
yeah. It's an
Yeah.
American
I
remake. That's
don't
all
I
it
don't
is.
think the acting was quite as good.
Yeah, no. Those kids in the it's a Scandinavian movie, right?
Yeah, it's Scandinavian.
Yeah, dude, those kids were amazing
They
in it.
killed it. That
Fucking
movie. Yeah.
amazing acting
It's a borderline uncomfortable film to watch.
because of how young they are, right?
Yeah. The nature
Yeah, no,
of
I
the
get that. I
nature
get
of it,
that.
and it's sort of like
But it kind of like I guess the feeling they had for each other kind of transcended that, right?
yeah. It was. I mean,
It's
there's a certain level of romance to it. I think that's very
oh for sure,
understandable.
yeah.
That
It
young
start. I
love.
mean, they call it friendship and everything, but
Yeah.
no, they for sure like they're in love with each other,
Maybe not
dude.
romantically in love, but you can be in love with someone and not be romantic love. You know what I mean? I
No, I
think
get
there's
that.
something
Yeah,
to
they
be
had a
said
really
for
deep love connection
loving
for
your
each other. Yeah.
friend, or yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
But that's a really amazing, beautifully done movie. So,
yeah, intense. I would say
mhm. But it's been a very long time since I've seen it, so I think that deserves a rewatch for me too.
that.
But I remember when it did come out, I cannot stop watching it, dude.
No, it was
It was
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
That was on my list to watch because I haven't seen it in
Mhm.
so long. I didn't get to watch it,
Yeah.
so that's probably why it didn't get on my list. Because I was like, I need to
Yeah.
watch this, and I'm like, it's been
It's
10
the one that
years.
almost got replaced by From Dusk Till Dawn.
I'm
That's the one
glad.
that almost got
I
replaced
think
by
you
that.
made the right decision
It is the
with
better
that.
movie, dude. It's
It's the
just such
better
a good
movie. It's
movie.
such
Yeah.
we don't have enough nice things to say about it, frankly. Like
Yeah.
that's the truth.
It's very good. Very, very good.
I'd be interested to watch that again soon enough. Just to
Yeah, it definitely deserves a rewatch.
good choices.
Thank you.
And my number 1 is one that no one will expect, I don't think, unless you know me quite well. Thirst from 2009
Oh, I
by
need to
Park
watch that movie, dude.
Chan-wook, who also did the
Ah,
Vengeance trilogy, of course, Sympathy for Mr.
yeah.
Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. It
Mhm.
is brilliant, brilliant movie.
I need to watch
It's a
it,
little
dude. It's
long.
been on my list to watch for a very
Wow,
long time. And I
dude,
wish I watched it before we decided on
I'm
this.
glad you didn't because it's on my list now. You can't have it.
It probably would have taken a spot, right?
Park Chan-wook is a little bit. Every movie he does is long, like they're over 2 hours, and that's to his detriment. But even then, that's the only problem I have. But
Mhm,
it's a dark romance, like all good vampire
mhm,
stories. It's about a priest who gets a blood transfusion, and like in South America or something like that, and he becomes a
mhm.
vampire, and he falls in love with a woman who's in a loveless marriage, and the chemistry between these two is amazing. The chick
Yeah.
and the priest, like every scene they have, they're either yelling and screaming at each other or they're having sex, and their sex scenes start out really really awkwardly, like real sex, like you're feeling
Mhm.
someone out, you don't know what they want, you don't know what they're about. There's always that first couple of times when you're like, oh, you're getting into a groove with somebody, and
Yeah, they kind of captured that in this movie.
there's that awkward sensuality that you kind of
Mhm.
have, and they were perfect with it, and then it just spirals into this blood madness. Like it just, the
Really.
violence just goes here, just goes up and up and up, and it hits a fucking crescendo.
I've heard the
It's
most amazing things about it,
it
dude.
is
Yeah.
a maddeningly good movie. It's
Nice.
an emotionally draining movie. It is just, everybody in it got what they were supposed to be doing, and
Yeah.
Park is a very good director.
I've only seen Old Boy.
Well,
I
then
haven't
it's
seen
okay. So
the whole Vengeance
you
trilogy.
get the same kind of, his everything kind of looks the same that he films. He's got that sort
Okay.
of weird intensity where you feel like you're an observer in this picture. Everything he does,
Mhm.
his angles are really strange. You know what I mean? He doesn't do like
Yeah.
direct shots. Everything is like here. You're at a slight angle, and you feel an uncomfortableness. Like Old Boy, every scene in that's like at a weird angle almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're looking at things happening in the wrong
Trying to get
way.
like someone trying to get a
Yeah,
proper view on what they're
yeah,
trying to see
and you
and
can't
everything. Yeah.
quite get it. And he did that
Yeah.
here. Mr. Vengeance, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is really good. Old Boy is really good. Lady Vengeance is
Mhm.
a little bit stupid. Like it's a little boring.
Is Lady the
Um,
third one?
it's the third one. Now they're all
Okay.
good. It's just the least good of them. And
Okay.
I was talking to someone about this one time, and I was like, "Oh yeah," she said, "I'm watching Lady Avengers." I'm talking to a friend of mine. And I was like, "Oh, that's a good movie. It's not as good as the other two." And she said, "Well, it's still good." I said, "Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't good. I said it wasn't good as the other two movies in the series." She's like, "Well, it's
She
still
just
a good
wanted to fight
movie."
you
I'm
on
like,
it.
"What's the argument here? You're saying it's a good movie. I'm saying it's a good movie. I'm saying by comparison, it's not as good of a movie." But
They
this
just
is
wanted to argue.
this was good. The cinematography, his eye for directing is almost unparalleled. He did do I'm a Cyborg and That's Okay, and that was boring as sin,
Yeah.
but it looked really nice. It looked really nice. It was just a boring movie. This was not. This, despite its length, which can feel a little bit like, oh boy, I got another. You look at the time and be like, I got 2 hours left of this fucking movie, but there's a lot going on. It just is a
Okay.
little bit of a slog, a little bit in the middle, but beyond that, the characters are very engaging.
I'm gonna have to watch it sometime because it's been on my queue for a
And
very, very long
the
time.
last like 20 minutes just devolve into like a madness.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited to watch it for sure.
Do yourself a favor. Don't. Yeah, my number one, definitely favorite vampire movie.
Awesome.
Non-Dracula.
Non-Dracula, non-Dracula, non kind of traditional, I guess.
Yeah,
Vampire
no
movie.
Tepish,
Yeah.
except for
Okay,
Adrian
so
Tepish.
uh, my number one is going to be Interview with the Vampire.
Everything. I did not expect that to be your number one. I did not expect that.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to say out of these top five, I would say my absolute favorite from these top five would be Only Lovers. That's
Yeah,
probably my number one favorite vampire movie. But this is just the
this
the
just how
last
you
one
like
on the
that.
list.
Okay. Interview the
It's
Vampire.
a one that I watched ever since I was young, dude, and it's a good movie. It's a very, very good movie.
Probably
Well acted.
probably the last time I could tolerate Kirsten Dunst or Tom Cruise was this movie.
I can tolerate them in a lot. It's fine.
Jesus fucking, I can't do Kirsten Dunst and stuff. She's
Well, I
awful.
mean, aside from them two, you got a really good cast though. You got Pitt, you got Antonio Banderas, you got
Yeah,
Christian Slater. Yeah, Antonio
Christian Slater
Banderas, he's
comes
in there
back.
for
I
a hot
forget
minute.
Antonio
Yeah,
and Banderas is in it. I forget he's in that.
yeah. Christian Slater is the interviewer, and you got it. You got the whole movie ending with that Guns N' Roses cover of "Sympathy for the Devil."
Yeah, that's an Anne.
But
Right?
no,
It's an
I actually had to Google search that to make sure that Dracula wasn't a big part of the Anne Rice world, and he
yeah.
doesn't even exist in the Anne Rice world.
That's
So
what I was wondering. Just
um,
I've never read any of the books or anything like that. The Vampire
I
Lestat.
never have either. So
I had
I don't
friends
know.
who really liked the Vampire Lestat, and I just never got into it.
Yeah, yeah. If Dracula was even a part of the Anne Rice world, I wasn't going to include it. But he wasn't in it at all.
I feel
So
like he's
I was
always
like, yeah,
the progenitor and stuff, even if they don't really talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Like there's always something like, oh, Dracula was the forefather of. It's just kind of like the standard bearer.
Hmm.
I feel like if you go back
Um,
long enough on any of them, you kind of get like the Dracula thing, no matter what.
yeah, yeah. I think that's a safe thing to say. But yeah, I think everyone did a good job in an interview. I love the feel of it. I love the pace of it. It's goth as fuck, dude.
And I think it influenced modern look for vampires.
For sure.
The
Who
sexier.
directed it?
I don't know. You mean look? I don't know. It's on
I
my
was
head.
yeah. I don't know who directed that actually.
Vampire. Neil Jordan. I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that
So
is.
what
Okay,
Mr.
so
Jordan did.
nobody that we know.
He did The Crying Game.
Okay.
About the lady gets her lat out.
Yeah.
In Dreams, which I believe was the Robin Williams movie.
Hmm.
That's about nothing. We're No Angels. We're No Angels was good. That had Robert De Niro and Sean Penn in it, where
I never seen that.
they pretend to be priests to try to go to Canada to get away from their criminals. It's not bad. Yeah, okay.
Never seen it.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but I mean, what else can I really say about Interview though? I mean, everyone's seen Interview.
I think like the paleness and how they look and everything like that though has influenced definitely like the Twilight series, stuff like that, where you see how they are pale and how their eyes look. Definitely the high sex, pale, just the shiny looking vampires kind of came from Interview with the Vampire.
Definitely.
And it was the first
that would
thing
be
I can recall. They had like a little kid vampire in it. I don't recall them doing ever seeing that before that.
That's true. Yeah, I don't really recall seeing that. I
Not
can't name anything
off
else
the top
off
of
the
my
top of
head,
my
yeah.
head, really.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
there is, but
Yeah,
that's the
definitely.
first time I've
Yeah.
ever heard of someone them having like and her frustration with being a child, but not being a
Oh
child
yeah.
is really
Never
sincere.
let go of
No.
that. Yeah.
And that girl grew up to do Bring It On. So
They got Marie Antoinette.
that was the worst fucking movie I've ever got.
I like the soundtrack. That's the only thing I remember from it.
She's Marie Antoinette dancing to I Want Candy. And
I don't even really remember the movie all that
who's
much. I
the
just
king in that?
remember the
Is Jason Schwartzman the king in that?
I don't know, but that's just imagining Jason Schwartzman as a king is kind of funny.
And I love Jason Schwartzman, but no.
I love him too. Yeah. You ever watch Bored to Death?
Yes, obviously I'm in it.
It's a good movie. What?
I'm in it.
You're in it? Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm fucking in it. So
Exactly.
watched it all. Yeah, I like Jason Schwartzman a lot.
I need to watch the rest of it. I think I stopped watching it around the second season.
Is it only 3 seasons?
Yeah, I think I stopped watching it around the second season. I don't know why.
I have them all.
Stopped.
I don't know what I've seen, what I haven't. I watch so much garbage. Okay, that was pretty.
That's our list. Yeah,
I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah,
we got it done. Yeah.
Got a couple of questions, post-topic questions.
Okay.
Do you think any of these lost anything without the Dracula character looming over it?
No.
Yeah,
I don't think they lost any value at all.
I think there's something to be said in my headcanon for any vampire thing, though, that Dracula is, like I said, the progenitor. I think that no matter what vampire thing you put, I will think that they came from Dracula. If you go back far enough.
The OG.
So I think that it didn't lose anything because I still think about Dracula even when he's not in it, in some kind of way.
I think everybody does.
Yeah,
I think that's something that everybody does.
I think we're wrong. It would lose something without Dracula because we can't think of it without Dracula.
I suppose. So you mean like if like Dracula was
like
never...
if there was just we could separate Dracula from it, do you think it would lose? It's hard to say because we think
in
about
the sense
it
that you described it, I would say yes. In
the
sense that in the way that you described it, yeah.
I didn't really give it too much thought when I put the question, but I kind of think, I can't think of it without him. He's the vampire, you know what I mean?
He's the one, yeah.
Yeah, he's the Dracula, yeah. As far as a genre, do you think the vampire genre is a dead genre? Do you feel like it's been beaten, like the zombies has been beaten, the dead horse?
The zombies might be beaten to a dead horse.
Zombies are pretty well fucking done.
But no, dude, I think vampires there's a lot of different things you can explore in that. I think you can see that with Only Lovers having a, just, you got movies like that. You got movies like the one that I mentioned before in the last episode or the one before that. What was it? The Addiction.
Addiction.
You got there's totally different concepts and little things you can throw in there. But for it to be like a big budget movie, I don't know. It might just be something unoriginal. I don't know what else you can.
You can't milk that teat for the big budget anymore, huh?
Yeah.
I think Twilight sort of, no offense to Twilight, I've never seen them. I think that sort of killed the big budget Dracula vampire movie for a little bit.
Maybe. Can you recall anything else that came out recently as far as vampire themes?
And the thing about vampires though is it's almost a loose term because stuff doesn't necessarily have to be a vampire for it to be a vampire movie. Does that make sense? They might not even call it a vampire, but it's sort of it is a vampire.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much what it was in like The Addiction, right?
Yeah, and Lair the White Worm.
It's
like a worm, like whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so I think there's something to be. You're right. I think there's something you can do so much with the vampire thing, but
what's a concept that I would have loved to see it done better? Even though I love Ethan Hawke, Daybreakers.
Daybreakers was okay. It
wasn't a great movie, but I thought it could have been. I love the concept of it.
The premise was really.
The premise.
I'm with you on that.
I want to see that done very well.
You know what I want? I want like a cyberpunk vampire movie.
Cyberpunk vampire movie.
Like
that'd be pretty badass.
Like a trash punk, cyberpunk, dirty, rotten. I want some. I don't know. We don't get that. Like a vampire.
Kind of like a Tank Girl vampire.
Yeah. No, Tank Girl's post-apocalyptic. That's not cyberpunk.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, I just want something like Blade Runner vampire. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
where that would be a perfect place for a vampire to stalk the night, because it's like the city looms and it's always dark and you know what I mean? Like that would be a perfect vampire movie. It's never been done that I recall.
No.
And that makes perfect sense. Like for a vampire to stalk people, for everything shit, gives a fuck.
You know what's a pretty interesting concept I saw with recently with vampires actually is the most recent season of American Horror. Actually,
I've never.
I know
never watched it.
I know you're not big into American Horror, but what they did with vampires, they split the season into two things. They had the first season be vampires. I mean, the first part of the season be vampires, and then the second part of it be aliens. I think.
What a cash grab.
Yeah, no, it's a total cash grab. But no, they were. It was a cool idea though. What they did was they introduced some kind of drug to people in this town where if you take it and if you have any talent within you, it like pretty much amplifies that talent 100-fold and you become genius in that thing you're good in. But if you don't have any talent within you and you're taking that drug, you deteriorate and become like one of those fucking ugly ass vampires that have to feed on it
Don't they like
whatever
give
they can.
people fake fangs in that though and stuff like that? Like they weren't real vampires, like they were.
Yeah, no, they ended up grinding their teeth down, I think,
That's
fangs,
that's lazy.
and then they ended up getting. Yeah, no, it's a different concept. I mean, it's a different premise, but I thought it was
it's something.
cool,
It's something different, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying that there are a lot of different things you can do with vampire genre for sure.
I agree. I think that there's an untapped potential here.
Yeah.
We'll have to get on
but a cyberpunk vampire movie would be something pretty killer.
They don't even do cyberpunk movies anymore. That's a dead art there too. I guess they did.
What's the last one?
Blade Runner 2049.
No, yeah, 2048, whatever it is.
It was Phantom 2040. Fantastic cartoon.
I had to mention it, right?
I will mention it as much as I fucking can. Would you have any problem with killing people if you were a vampire? Would that be a big set? Would that be a problem for you?
Given if I have the same morality that I have now.
I mean, but think about it, you this is now you have to live like this. So your morality would have to change. I mean, there's no even if you didn't intend for it, it's survival versus an abject morality that you have.
Think I would have to fight to make sure I never end up trying human blood, because if it's what it typically is for a vampire, is that human blood is amazing, right? Compared to any kind of other blood.
I think it depends on the what vampire you're talking to. Like sometimes they can only have human blood, they can't have animal blood. Sometimes it's
so kind of treated like crack, not even once.
I love
maybe something like that. But then if I do end up trying it, who knows? Maybe I throw all my morals out the window and fucking kill everyone. It's like all their blood.
Could be delicious. I used to date a girl who liked to feed me blood play. Yeah, and I was like, okay. I'll do it. Like, but it tastes like shit. You know what I mean? And just whatever. People have a thing. I'm just like, I'm not really. Guess it's kind of
into that liquid iron intake.
I have super high iron. Like my blood tastes like a fucking steel factory. I have metal in my veins. It's disgusting. I can
pretty gross.
When I bleed, it smells like someone fucking is making a car. It's awful.
I would assume that you wouldn't have a problem with killing people if you're a vampire.
I think what I'm of two minds about this. I think that killing in any respect is wrong. I think that I take the Superman idealism of one person dying is too many people dying. Also, I would totally kill people if I was a vampire. I know how I feel, and I know what kind of person I am. I'm borderline a cockroach. Like I will fucking.
It's good. Live. You know yourself. Yourself.
If there was a nuclear fallout, you would find me scurried among the fucking rubble.
Yeah. No, I get that too. So that's because, and if I do try the human blood, like I said, throw all my morals out the window.
I wouldn't even hesitate
with you, dude.
If I turn into a vampire, I wouldn't even be hungry. I'd be chewing on motherfuckers, trying them out.
Just because you can.
It's like that scene it's like the Kids in the Hall sketch where Dave Foley is an inexperienced cannibal.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you take a bite of all 63 people? I'm not an experienced cannibal. I took a bite hoping the next one would taste better.
Shout out to Peaks in the Hall.
Yeah, for that one. He's a piece of shit. His penis doesn't fucking work.
How do you know that?
Because I fucking know he's got no dick. His dick don't fucking work.
Was it be a good time for a shout out to our sponsors, Blue Chew? Just kidding.
It's whatever the Viagra. I keep seeing these things on Instagram for like Viagra, but it's not Viagra.
What, Hims?
Yeah, Hims.
That's that's the other big podcast sponsor. Hims and Blue Chew. Well, those are like the main.
That's what Peaks in the Hall. I got that sponsorship for him. I'm gonna get him a year's supply of Hims. He has to take one 3 times
use
a day.
The code word Bukaki.
Code word Gene Simmons is a pedophile. And you'll get fucking $10 off your
code word.
So it's a long code word. Yeah, it's mine.
What were we even talking about? I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, killing people if you're a vampire.
We kill people? I would kill. Yes, I would kill Peaks in the Hall if I was a vampire. If that's what you're asking.
I can see that.
I would drain all the. And since there's no blood in his penis, it'd be all in the rest of his body, so it'd be a nice meal.
Oh man, I can't wait for him to be on the spot.
I had to come up. He's not gonna do it. He's like a.
He won't do it.
He's a criminal. Man. I've never asked him.
Okay, I'll what? Yeah, he hasn't.
He's a criminal. He's a criminal banker. Doesn't pay his taxes. His dick doesn't work. He wears a toupee.
He can tell us what he wants to edit out. You know, he won't be able to keep silent about too much.
No, he'll just come on here and be like, whatever he's mad about. I don't know what the fuck he's mad about. But then, I have these notes that I make, like I want to talk about something else. One of them just says removal of body parts, question mark.
Removable body parts?
What the fuck am I talking about?
Detachable penis.
Yeah, what the fuck am I talking about? What was I thinking? I have holiday plans, question mark. Below that, removal of body parts, question mark.
Holiday plans to removable body parts.
Then I have below that, I have stuff about my life because I always have notes. I have girl that used to drink blood, broken nose, name and blood loss, teeth, chupacabra sex.
Chupacabra sex.
That's a story I have. I just put stuff down. I'm not going to get into all of this. We were talking about losing blood. So I was talking about losing blood. I shit out so much blood the other day. It was unreal. I told you about this. It was
because of the spicy food you had?
It looked like I had a fucking miscarriage.
I'm going to say that this is why we lost the female demographic. This is why.
Year, the fucking shit. And I think it's probably because all the shit eating we talked about when I was talking about Salo.
Oh yeah, probably
that. I don't like talking about shit eating. I don't like talking about shit eating because I don't want to do that. Poop, I've been doing this. Poop fucking it's too much for me. But
reminder, Salo Peaks will be available exclusively through Patreon.
Yeah. You know what? We might have to do some memes for that at some point.
Mm-hmm. Have one of the tiers be like you get 2 custom memes a month or something. I don't know.
A fucking month. I don't know if I can. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, maybe one custom meme.
Well, I mean, we could discuss. You want to pay some more money? I'll make fucking memes, whatever. I'm doing it for fucking free now. So it was horrible, and I was in so much pain. I thought I had a miscarriage. I wondered what the hell was happening.
Jesus Christ!
And I piss blood pretty normal, like normal. I piss blood every day.
Why?
I don't know. There's a lot of questions here that I'm not going to answer, but I'm convinced when I was younger, I had a real big problem, like a real big drinking and drug problem, if you can imagine. Okay. And I would pee blood and puke blood every day. And it was just
related to your drinking.
I have no idea, but it was trying to escape from my body. This blood, it just couldn't get out fast enough. I would have these nosebleeds, and I wouldn't stuff it up because I just didn't care. So I'd be sitting there just covered in blood.
Okay, well, I'm with you on nosebleeds right now because that's what I've been getting, nosebleeds out of my fucking left nostril every time if I'm smoking. And
really, do you smoke in your nose?
If I caught, no, I end up like smoking the nose.
I mean, I don't know.
So you mean like suck it through my
kids are doing weird shit. You gotta have a fucking blowtorch to smoke weed nowadays.
No, I think I end up coughing too fucking hard and put too much pressure into my head. And
are you drinking water?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah. I think
it
might be like an allergy thing too, though.
A neti pot?
Like I need it. Maybe I should do a neti pot. But no, I mean, around this time of year, I get like really bad allergies too, and so like, but mix that with like me coughing really hard. I don't know, putting a lot of pressure into my head, and then I start fucking bleeding after coughing so much.
Are they bad nosebleeds or are they reasonable?
Sometimes they can be bad,
No,
but they stop pretty fast.
we both got big fucking noses, so like our nosebleeds are pretty epic. Like it's not.
Oh yeah, my thing is a big little fucking
I got
eagle beak.
I got a
Yeah.
schnoz. I'm told my nose is Romanesque. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Means it's fucking big. Is what it means.
Yeah, I got a big old nose. I feel like I do.
I'm actually I'm gonna get surgery on my deviated septum. I think I mentioned I'm finally gonna.
No, yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah,
That's good. You're getting that done. Get some proper sleep, right?
There was some girl online that talked about getting it. I fucking can't remember her name. She was super helpful. I messaged her and she's like, okay. I was like, what was it like? I want to know, you know what I mean? What to experience. And she just got it done. She's walking me through the process. And I'm like, oh my God, it feels so much better that like, you can tell me you just had it. You can tell me how it feels right now. You know what I mean? So shout out to girl. I don't
whoever
know.
That was.
Yeah. She's a interesting girl on Instagram. Yeah, fucking
that's good. You're getting that done, though. I mean, like I said before, I'm pretty sure that I probably have sleep apnea because I snore like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
do you stop breathing? Because they say if you stop breathing,
my lady has told me that I stopped breathing before.
I don't do that. I don't know how to stop breathing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I scare her because I fucking just start to like yeah. She's laughing as I say that right now.
She knows that you're fucking miserable to sleep next to you, piece of shit.
she's a saint for sleeping next to me.
Because you have a kid
tolerating my snoring.
It's a loveless. She doesn't love you anymore. That's not true.
Oh man,
don't take that to heart. You're not peaks in the home. People love you.
But hey, so what'd you fucking put in this sauce or this food that you had?
I make everything. Okay, so I make everything super hot because I eat like I'm a fucking piece of shit. Like everything's. I don't remember what I did with this, but so I remember the first time I ever had real trouble with food is I made fried chicken. So I took the chicken, and I cut it into pieces, and I seasoned it, and then you put it in hot water because it opens up the pores. Because chicken skin's like human skin.
Yeah.
And so it opens the pores, and then chicken skin's like human skin. If you put it in hot water.
I think you said chicken skin tastes like human skin.
It doesn't. Human skin is not very good. And the pores will open up, and then when it cools down, the pores will close. So it sucks in all this hot, all this. I put all this heat on it, and then I fried it, and no one could fucking eat it. It was too goddamn hot.
Damn.
Because I can't. Because I had a. I don't know if you can see. I had an aneurysm in my carotid artery when I was a kid. Like, and I can't fucking taste anything. Like I have no sense of taste.
Jesus, so it has to be pretty extreme for you to taste something. Which is
really good for a guy who's a chef to fucking have no sense of taste. But
that's how does that work?
I can follow. I mean, I don't have no sense of taste. That's an exaggeration. It's hyperbole. But I have when I eat something, I can taste stuff reasonably. But like if I eat something, it has to be like super extra.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So you can get something out of it. So you can feel something.
So like people are like, everything you make is super hot, and I'm like, not to me. But this was something else. I don't know what I did. I got a bunch of hot sauces. I get hot sauce all the time. I must have put the wrong hot sauce on something and just been like, dear God, you put too much. Dude.
I wouldn't be able to handle it, man.
There's that point of no return where you put something on it and you're like, I could use a little more. And then you realize that little more.
Too much.
It did too. Yeah, and then you have a miscarriage.
I'm constantly living in Heartburn City, so
you take something from that, you old piece of shit.
I need to start. I know my girlfriend does. I take
heartburn medicine like every other day.
Yeah, I think I need to start because
good just because.
I mean, I'll take a Alka-Seltzer every once in a while, but that's fucking acetaminophen in there. That's a little too much.
You need to take like the ones that are like Zantac or whatever.
Like Tums, right?
Yeah, I have
Rolaids and all that shit.
Because I would occasionally get real bad enough that like I would wake up puking.
Oof, yeah.
From the I wouldn't
every once in a while if I have something really shitty.
Yeah,
I'll wake up and I'll have to go to the bathroom and
kind of that gross
puke out the heartburn.
Yeah, and it's like it's the spray puke. It's not like the dribble or like the normal puke. It's like you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't really have the spray puke.
Well, everything comes out of me twice as awful as a regular human being.
It looks like it would, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Don't do my thing. You're not good at this. You're not good at being mean to people.
I can sometimes.
It's so awkward. You're like, yeah, you piece of shit. You're a fucking cocksucker, you piece of. Look at you. You're sucking and fucking over there, you garbage can.
Oh fuck you, Zach Galifianakis looking motherfucker.
Look, there's nothing wrong with looking like Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, but you're ugly.
My asshole tastes better. It's all spicy.
Yeah, no, it's hard for me to be mean.
Seven herbs.
I have to be properly mean for a good while for it to build up and feel natural. But nice right now I'm in too good of a mood.
Yeah.
When I come in and I'm not in that great of a mood, I mean, it's gonna be a little bit different.
So removal of body parts.
I'm
gonna go into this. Have you ever thought about removing one of your body parts? I guess
no,
that's what
I didn't.
I have the question here.
No.
I want to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I've never thought about removing any of my body parts. No.
I used to have a nipple ring and I got it ripped out during a jiu-jitsu when I was younger. And now the nipple is like swollen permanently. I think about cutting it off sometimes and eating it.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I'm mad at it.
Okay. So you want to
you piece of shit. It's weird. It's like it's swollen. It's bigger than the other one. And I'm like, damn, I fucking hate you. And I look down, I'm like, if I cut you off and I wonder what it would take. If I'm gonna cut something off me, I want to try it, you know?
God. Those are fucking wild, dude. That's disgusting.
Is that weird? That's weird, right?
It's weird, but I like it.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're gonna cut a piece of your thing off,
I welcome.
You're not gonna try it. You're not gonna try. If you cut a finger off, you wouldn't try it. You wouldn't fucking try it.
Like eat it?
Yeah.
No, I go fucking.
I mean, if you meant to get it cut off, you intended to get it cut off. Not if it accidentally
intended to get it cut off.
Yeah,
in what situation would I get what I intend to have?
What am I? I'm not your fucking biographer. I have no goddamn idea.
You're coming up with these scenarios.
Well, I want to cut my nipple off and eat it. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think it's that weird. I don't think it's that over the line.
I would like to know what your reasoning for that is. And if
it's
just based off anger,
it's just
then you got some
pure, unfettered rage. I have no other fucking reason. I hate it. I hate the nipple. And I look at it and it taunts me with its pain and it looks different than the other nipple. And I'm like, I could fucking eat you, you piece of shit. You'd
probably make it super spicy first though, right?
I'd put some fucking red pepper on that motherfucker. I'd fucking ghost peppers on that piece of shit. He wouldn't know what fucking
stack a whole fucking like slices of jalapeno and shit on it and everything.
The nipple's this big. The fucking sandwich is I'd make a princess in the pea sandwich. You know what I mean? Can you taste the fucking nipple in there?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I wonder if that's what I meant.
Maybe. I don't know for sure, man.
And I have all these other stories that like I shouldn't be telling these stories to people out loud. They're fucking terrible. Telling these.
They're fun every once in a while. Sometimes you gotta have some terrible
because I feel like every time I have some people are like, you had a weird life, and I'm like, I don't think I'm that weird. Like I don't think my life is that weird. Turns out I'm pretty fucking weird. I'm a pretty strange fella.
I'm pretty fucking weird too with how I act. I mean, you can't really tell right now, but wait till I get off camera.
You're a deviant, sexual deviant.
No.
2 fingers in your ass and a popsicle stick in your mouth.
You see some candles behind me, you assume all that.
It's a romantic. This is a romantic podcast.
Yeah. It's supposed to add some romantic ambiance.
I can see that. You're like Wish Jason Momoa. I could see that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but dude, I put Carnage right in the front here.
That's a good
I'm all
shit.
Fucking all excited for the
Nick Cave is coming to America for the first time in a while. I think.
Yeah, when was the last time?
5 or 6 years, I want to say.
Okay.
I think I saw him last time he came because he came for Push the Sky Away and then he came for Skeleton Tree.
Yes.
And I saw him both of those times. I think that was the last time he came for Skeleton Tree.
Yeah, dude. So this isn't gonna be Bad Seeds. This is just gonna be Nick Cave and Warren Ellis.
They're gonna do Bad Seed stuff. It's his.
Oh no, they are. But I mean, they're kind of presenting it the way they did the Carnage album, where it's just like Nick Cave and Warren Ellis.
Everything he does is Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds because he's the Bad Seeds as well.
I can't say that, man. I mean, I can't honestly.
If you have Warren with it, it's the Bad Seeds. He's everything else.
Then I don't know, man. You hear, like, I can see Ghosteen still being Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds
Yeah.
because you hear Tommy's drumming,
Yes.
you hear the
Mick.
bass,
Mhm.
and Mick wasn't on that one.
No, you're right.
No.
But oh yeah, I agree. I agree sentimentally, but like when I think about it, I can't disassociate.
And no, I get it in a generalized sense. Yeah. What Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds is now, I would think Warren Ellis is probably bringing a lot of that.
Yeah, he brings a lot of the same energy, even without the same band. I feel like he's in charge of it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Nick does Nick stuff, and Warren Ellis does everything else.
Yeah, I can see that right now.
Like,
There was some pretty. I don't remember what they talked about exactly, but there was some pretty cool. Some stuff they mentioned on these recent interviews that came out because they came out with the B-sides and rarities.
Yeah.
So there was an interview with Nick Cave and Mick Harvey. They were talking to each other, talking about the part one, and then there was a part two with Warren Ellis. That was really cool.
Yeah, I want like they're very. Nick has a lot to say, and I love hearing him say it.
Oh yeah,
he's very sincere. And I think if more people listen to Nick Cave, we'd be better off because he's literally right about everything.
I think that's the safe thing to say. Yeah,
I've never heard him be wrong.
No, don't you love reading his Red Hand files?
Oh, I love it. I love it. He's he's feels like he's been holding this stuff back for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't want to say anything about anything until he was in a position where no one can touch him.
Yeah.
Because now
you won't be accosted.
You can't do anything to Nick Cave. You can't cancel him. You can't fire him. You can't do anything. He's too big to fail.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I'm super excited for that show. It's going to be at the Shrine. It's going to be on March 9th, I think it's going to be.
Yeah, hell yeah. So if you're in town, go say hi to GothPeaks. He's at Nick Cave.
Are you going to try and catch them too?
I might go to Toronto. I'll see. I don't know. I'll see. I don't want to go alone, and I don't have any friends.
Yeah, I'm going to be dragging my my girlfriend with me. So,
yeah, and I don't want to find it. I don't want to have to find a girlfriend between now and a couple of months.
Hey, you might.
I'm not looking. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, but I'm just saying
it could. I wasn't looking for the last one because I met her through Instagram, and I specifically said when I get an Instagram, I'm not going to use this to meet people because that's not appropriate. And you hear other people that get into that bad shit where they use their social media platforms to try to meet people, and they turn out to be fucking weirdos. And you can't do that shit. You got to keep your shit. Don't shit where you eat. And I learned that because I've dated nothing but people who I worked with for the past fucking 15 years. So don't do it. And I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And it happened to just meet a girl and we hit it off, and that was fine. But I was very clear with her. I'm like, I'm not using this to talk to you because I'm expecting any romantic stuff because I don't want that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you're going to talk to. I've talked to underage people incidentally, or they liked my stuff and we had a conversation, and I don't ever want that to appear inappropriate.
Oh yeah, that would not be good.
I want them to.
So I try and mention my girlfriend every once in a while on there, so nobody ever gets the wrong idea or anything.
I just want people to know that if they contact me, and it's totally, I'm going to be mean, but it's going to be totally. I might say weird shit, but it's going to be nothing inappropriate in that fashion.
Yeah.
I
would prefer just like not limited contact.
I talk to people more than I have a lot to say, so I talk to people, and so I never know sometimes who I'm talking to, and I don't know the situation, and I never want to impose, and so fear not, I'm never going to contact you about anything sexual. Unlike when Coral tried to manipulate me sexually for likes.
Happened
a number of times, but I rebuffed her and reminded her that she's a married woman. God bless his heart. Can you imagine living with that fucking harpy? She's like an unfunny Liz Lemon.
I love that guy. What's her husband's name? Christian. Yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
He's a saint. I feel like.
I just like, and everybody else loves him too.
I like the guy. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
he's got like
I haven't talked with him ever.
He's got like a boundless rage in him. I feel like that needs to be released.
That's probably why you like him.
Yeah, probably. I let my rage out every fucking day because if I didn't, I would snap. I have to yell at everybody around me. The person I don't yell is my daughter. because she hit
Do
me.
do you have any actual ways that you try to manage that kind of rage? Because I have a lot of rage in me, and I'm trying to like figure out how to
I've been
manage
getting
it.
back into working out, which I got away from a little bit, and that's helping.
Mhm.
And that's a start. I want to get back
Yeah,
into doing jujitsu that I did for years and years and years, and that helped a
nice.
lot.
That's cool.
Get that rage and aggression out. And
I live not too far away from a 10th planet.
oh, very cool. Go in there and tell
Yeah.
them the Earth is flat, and they'll give you $10 off.
Eddie Bravo.
This is the stupidest shit.
That's so funny. I love him though.
Fucking
I
high
love
as a
him
kite. He is
regardless.
the highest man. He's
I
so
love when he
high.
talks about music. I love when he
He
talks
knows
about
a
music.
lot about music.
Yeah, he
You
does.
know what he doesn't
He's a
know a lot
fan.
about? The planet.
That's true.
But he's like the cool. He's like, you can't argue with. It doesn't even matter. He just is who he is. He's a
He's
different kind of
entertaining.
guy.
He's very entertaining.
He's just a
But
different kind
anyway,
of person.
so you would working out and jujitsu is something you're trying to
Yeah,
get back
and
into.
and I've been trying to write and write more because I do write, and I've had some stories published. I think I mentioned. I'm trying to get back into that and get some writing out there, and that's helping me focus some of that. I can put my rage on these characters that I hate, because I write these people and I hate them, and
They're kind of despicable
they hate
characters.
me. They hate when you write properly. Your characters feel something about you, and they don't like me either.
I like how you described that actually.
Yeah,
That's
well,
really cool.
when you write something and it's yours and you've got passion in it, the characters are alive. They're alive in you. They're a part of you.
Mhm.
And if you're writing them well, they have independent thought because they are a character. They're not just you putting.
They take on a
bullshit.
life of their own.
When you write a thing, you have to think about this character as if it's thinking about something else. And that's why I hear guys that go, I can't write women. What the fuck are you talking about? Have you ever spoken to a woman? Write a fucking woman. You know what I mean? And they always want to be like, and her breasts were engorged. I'm like, that's not how a woman would think. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, she's just he's probably just afraid of writing about women in a way that a woman would not want to hear.
Well, but the thing is, there's so many guys who write women so poorly because they write them as a man looking at a woman, not a woman being a woman.
Just have Nick Cave write about the women.
Nick Cave does not need to write about women at all. I don't think Nick Cave understands men, nonetheless Nick Cave understanding women.
I think he does understand women. And I think a lot of people would say that as well.
I sorely don't think that that Miley Cyrus or Avril Lavigne.
I think he understands. He said himself he understands troubled women.
Yeah, okay, I'll give him that. He understands trouble. I think that's definitely
troubled women.
Yeah. Him, and he should write a David Lynch play.
Yeah.
When's that fucking? Were we getting anything on that fucking Wisteria night or unrecorded night?
Wasn't there? I think actually one of the people that usually work with Lynch just mentioned that nothing's going on with Wisteria right now.
Garbage.
It could possibly come back, but for right now, it's kind of just under wraps, dude. Nothing going on with it. Nothing new to report.
He needs to just fucking suck it up and do something. This old piece of shit.
He's doing what he wants. He's doing his art.
He's doing NFTs for Interpol, which they ripped me the fuck off, might I add. I did DemonPeaks. That was mine. I fucking did it first. I demand half the royalties to everything those fucking people get. My idea. It's my idea. I did it first. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You definitely.
David Lynch is looking. He looks at the forums every day. He looks at the fucking Instagram pages. He saw my great idea.
Fuck you, DemonPeaks.
Yeah. This man says he's a demon, and you know what I mean. And he stole it, and he went to Interpol, and he said, "Hey guys," and they said, "Whatever, we don't care." It's ridiculous.
So right.
John Cusack will be doing something with David Lynch next, and it'll be on our heads. It'll be on our heads.
We gotta sue when that happens.
I don't even know who we would sue. John Cusack?
Someone.
I'd sue John Cusack. He did a lot of shitty movies that I'm not happy about.
Oh yeah, he does not do good movies anymore.
The Day After Tomorrow. I'm still mad about that.
You mean what was it, 2021 or 2012? I'm sorry, 2012.
What's the difference? It's the same fucking shitty movie.
It's the same movie.
It's the same
fucking disaster movie.
Garbage disaster movies. I'm mad at him for the fucking Poseidon Adventure. All right, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I know. He only did like maybe a couple of good things.
He's done a handful.
There was one that it wasn't all that great, but it was reasonable enough. It was like a almost kind of sort of sequel to Grosse Point Blank.
Oh yeah,
called War Inc. War Incorporated.
Was crap.
It was not that great, but I was happy to see a lot of the fucking people that were in it.
What a terrible sequel! Like as a sequel, it was terrible.
Yeah. But like I when I was watching it, I knew it was bad, but I was still happy to be watching it. I don't know
John
why.
Cusack's got a lot of charisma that can take
Yeah,
stuff. It's better with him than could be with someone else.
yeah, I
You know what I
guess
mean?
so.
He's not exactly, Jack Nicholson when it comes to making a bad script competent, but he can do what he can do, which
Yeah.
is be awkward and hope his sister's involved.
Yeah, I mean, how often they always work together, especially
They've
in the
done a
80s.
handful of stuff. They're like the Gyllenhaals.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
always tend to
I
do
have
something together.
a weird attraction to Maggie Gyllenhaal. I
And
do.
it's funny. A lot of people don't. A lot of
She,
people
I think she's beautiful, and I think she's got something about her that she's like. I know she's not like conventionally attractive because she looks like her brother in a wig. And
I'm trying to think of who I think of in that way, but I not because I know there are some, but
you just have like
it's not
they're
coming to
weird,
mind.
but like they're oddly attractive. You know what I mean? You mentioned Parker Posey.
Yeah,
There's one.
yeah.
She's
I suppose
definitely
that's one.
strange character.
One of the Phoenix sisters actually. She's only been in. I think the only thing I've seen her in was SOC Punk.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Or
Summer Phoenix. I think
Summer
her name is.
Veruza
Yeah.
Balk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
She's
have a I have a Veruza Balk story for you. I dated a girl. I'm not gonna say her name. She looked exactly like Veruza Balk,
really
to the point that when we were in Canada, a man asked for her autograph.
nice.
He was like,
That's not bad. Whatever happened with that?
We were together for like 9 years, and
Oh
then
wow.
it
Okay.
was a couple of years too long."
Okay. should have
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
a
It was just,
long time before
it was just one of those things where we just grew apart. I had issues, and I'm a different
Yeah.
person now than I was then, and she had other stuff going on. I had other stuff going on, and we kind of moved apart. But she was a beautiful, very beautiful, and she was a twin, which I hated because I couldn't. It just threw me off every time. Because
So
they're both
you get confused.
because they were both so one had white hair and one had black hair, and it was like
Mhm.
the sexiest thing because they both looked the same. It was
So
like
you
it was like
always
my
saw
it was
two
my
views
lost
of the
highway.
same
You know what I
person.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That was like your own personal lost highway.
Except I didn't kill anybody that they know of.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, or I didn't kill them certainly. But I was a different person back then. I had different ideas about stuff. But yeah, we were together for a long time. She looked exactly like Veruza Balk sometimes, and literally, guy was like I think he was from Trinidad and Tobago, and he was like, "Oh, can I have your autograph? I loved you in craft." And she was like, "Okay."
She should have charged him.
I mean, we should have stuck because people looked at it because in Canada, they're like 10 years behind socially. So Veruza Balk is still relevant.
That's funny.
And Veruza Balk's
She hasn't done anything
she's
recently,
got to
right?
be 10 years older than me. Like she's older than us. So it didn't even make
Oh yeah,
sense for
she
her to be
definitely
Veruza Balk because she's not that. We're younger than her.
is.
But if you've only seen her in
The first thing I ever saw her in was the Water Boy. That was the first thing I ever saw her in.
Return to Wonderland.
Return to Wonderland.
She was Alice. And it was
Oh,
fucking
shit.
scary.
Yeah, I never seen it.
For a kid, and there's one where there's a room, it's just heads. Like a lady puts on new heads. Fucking shit scared the shit out of me. Watch that with your kid. He'll like it.
Okay.
It's like
Dude,
it's
it's
for
really
kids.
weird. Anytime I have something that he shouldn't really be watching, if it happens to be playing on the TV, it's usually it's probably playing because he's like on his iPad or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's not gonna be watching it. But dude, his
They
attention
get into
always
it.
they get into all the
She'll be
weird
like,
violent stuff, dude. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta turn this off.
I was watching something. I watched like YouTube stuff, like deep dives in the dark web and blah blah blah, just like weird stuff.
Yeah.
Every time it's something scary, Ava will be like, because she has a little tablet, and she'll like, something scary, you say.
Yeah, like it's weird. It's weird how they're into that.
Halloween did her in. She loves scary. She's a ghost all the time now. She sees monsters all the time. She attacks me all the time as a monster.
My son is still watching Nightmare Before Christmas like nonstop.
I'm
But
hoping,
hey, dude, you know what else he's watching now? Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold was the lesser of the cartoons, I feel like.
Are you serious?
My opinion, yeah. I liked Rocco's Modern Life, and I like the really weird ones. And then Hey Arnold was a little too grounded.
I think that's why I liked Hey Arnold, and I think that might be one of the reasons why I'm into like kind of like the smooth kind of jazz kind of feel now. kind of with like the whole Tom Waits thing and everything.
The grandpa and grandma on that though were fucking great.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, Harold was good. That's not a slot at Harold.
It was about life, man. I love that movie. I mean, I love that show.
Stoop boy can't leave a stoop.
Stoop kid's afraid to leave the stoop.
And Helga,
but the one, the bird episode.
Yes, and the one.
But you know what, man? There was a lot of different like issues they dealt with in that show. Actually, I think racial issues too.
The Asian guy who lived in the house and he had his life with his kids. He couldn't get his kids over there.
He gets reunited with his daughter at the end of that Christmas episode.
That was great.
Fucking dude. I had it. So the reason my kid got into Hey Arnold now is because I have the little box set, and he just I think I was looking for some movies. I think I was looking for Grosse Point Blank in my old DVD set, and I found that Hey Arnold, and he saw it and he was like, oh, okay, and he had me put it on and everything, and he's been watching it ever since.
I'm gonna try that because Ava likes.
Find the actual DVD.
I have it on my computer. I have Hey Arnold. I have it.
All right, there you go.
Everything I think of downloading, I download when I'm drunk.
Yeah, dude, do the Hey Arnold.
Ava likes Rugrats, the old Rugrats. And
cool.
She likes Ren and Stimpy, and she likes Courage the Cowardly Dog. I couldn't get her into Invader Zim. She did not like that. I think it was too loud. Like everyone's too weird. Everybody's like really annoying in it. A little aggressive. I think everybody was too annoying in it. And she liked Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy a lot.
Okay.
I think she can relate to Mandy. So I'm gonna try Hey Arnold. Because I should
try it out. See, she might like that. Because
I'm trying to get it, stuff that I can also watch because I can't stand fucking Cocomelon and shit. And I should watch Dragon Ball, but I don't want to keep watching like Dragon Ball or Rugrats or she loves SpongeBob.
Same thing over and over.
Yeah, I want to like mix it up, and I'll try.
I let him choose for the most part what he's watching. Like let him get into what he's into, and Hey Arnold's like one of the only things that I got him into.
I'm trying. I mean, that's what that's the only thing you can do is like, I'm hoping.
This is just recent. It's only been a few days too, I think. So
I'm hoping with the monster thing, I can transition her into watching Godzilla films with me.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fun. Godzilla, and
that'd be entertained by those.
That's a great father-daughter bonding. Godzilla.
Watching those old movies together,
yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh, but yeah, so I had one of the episodes playing, and it was that episode where he gets reunited with his daughter, and I'm just standing there watching it. And I start crying my eyes out. No, lots of tears, dude.
I got a lump thinking about it. You know what I mean? That's a good fucking episode. Hey Arnold dealt with some real shit every once in a while.
Hell yeah, it did. It definitely did. The guy that with all the pigeons and everything, the pigeon man. Pigeon man. That was a pretty sad episode.
Oh yeah. I used to know a pigeon guy.
Oh yeah.
He was like this guy.
Was he homeless and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I don't know if he was homeless. He was just. I used to work in a place called Market Square, and he would sit out in the market and get covered in pigeons every day, like covered in pigeons.
Like that lady from Home Alone 2.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with this pigeons, man? Yeah. People would give him money, and I'm like, don't give him fucking money. He's gonna fucking feed the pigeons. Then there's more pigeons. You know what I mean? That's the problem with pigeons. There's food. They're gonna be there.
Yeah.
He was not quite as heartwarming as the Hey Arnold pigeon guy, but significantly more annoying for me.
It's hard to find a heartwarming pigeon guy.
Yeah, like the lady from Home Alone.
Yeah.
She did like Ren and Stimpy too, which concerned me.
She liked Ren and Stimpy,
which concerned me that she liked Ren and Stimpy because that's
loved all the gross close-up parts.
It's just that show is about rape. Show is about
some pretty disgusting stuff in that show.
He is raping Stimpy. That is what the show's about.
Like with that saw.
Yeah,
was that one clip? Yeah,
the part where they're knocking on the door and a guy answers and it's the horse guy and he pulls a walrus up and the walrus goes, "Call the police."
What the fuck? No, I don't remember. I barely remember any Ren and Stimpy. I just remember watching it a lot when I was a kid.
It's about them. They're rubber nipple salesmen, and they answer the door, and the horse is covered in
he's covered in like
condoms. Like he's not even rubber nose. He's covered in condoms, and he pulls up this fucking walrus, and the walrus has clearly been kidnapped and sodomized, like he's Ned Beatty in the fucking woods. You know what I mean? And he's like, and they don't call them. We never gonna resolve on that. So he raped this walrus to death. Is what we can only assume because it's a fucking horse doing it.
That's pretty.
That's
fucking
my interpretation of that
That's
scene from
pretty
Ren and Stimpy.
bad.
And John Kay, who did Ren and Stimpy, is a fucking sicko. You know what I mean?
Oh, I heard. Yeah,
He's a
I heard he's
groomer
not
and shit, and
not the coolest
not
guy.
a good. So him and Walrus Rape is not a far move.
Yeah. So what are you gonna be doing after we're done recording?
What the fuck is it to you? What am I doing after I'm done recording?
Oh, because I'm gonna be watching a pretty fucked up thing with my lady after this
What are
is
you
done.
watching?
I'm gonna be watching that podcast, Your Mom's House,
Now.
with Tom Segura and
Oh
Christina
yeah. Is that what it's called? I didn't know what it was called. I call
So
it Tom's
they're
podcast.
he has his own. I mean, also where he
Yeah.
just talks to people. But they're doing a Your Mom's House live event. And it's
Oh
gonna
no
be
shit.
yeah. And
watch
so
that.
we're gonna be buying
fuck
that
yeah.
and streaming it and renting it or something. But no, it's gonna be live at Guantanamo Bay. It's gonna be a bunch of fucking crazy uncensored shit
That's
that
gonna
would
be
make
Tom.
any
Tom will go. He'll go hard.
dude. Yeah, and this is like I have a feeling we're gonna need barf bags or something because they have these heavy segments where they just show like the most fucked up uncensored videos.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So we're gonna be watching that tonight.
My great grandfather was stationed in Guantanamo Bay.
Really?
Yeah. Before they were torturing Arab people there. I'm sure they were torturing black people there or something. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Whatever people they could find. Cubans. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
Let me know how that is, because I probably will just
They've
drink.
had I think like maybe 7 of them so far.
Oh, they've done
They've
that? I've never heard of
I
that.
think yeah, dude, they've been doing it since the pandemic. I think since yeah, it's not bad. It's everyone's been tuning into it, and it's really fucked up stuff, man. It's
what kind of shit do
so
you
we'll
see
see.
on there?
Just like a lot of weird fetish stuff. I think oh fuck, this is disgusting. But I think in the last one I heard something about these two guys. Oh my god, these two guys fucking prolapse their anuses.
Oh, that's terrible.
And they rub their prolapses against each other like this.
Do that. You don't want to be doing that. Fuck, man. You don't want to be rubbing a prolapse.
Yeah. There's a fucking another podcast called Dr. Drew After Dark, and that's on the same.
I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
There's and I think Duncan Trussell was a guest on one of the episodes, and then they made a shirt out of a quote that was in that episode saying, "You probably shouldn't prolapse your own anus," or something.
No, they shouldn't. I think it's a bad idea. I mean, if I had to choose, I had enough trouble with my shit. I'm not prolapsing that motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, then they got to cut a piece of it off. You know that, right? That's what they do.
Yeah.
They cut it and stitch it, and then
it never fails. We always make this podcast super fucking gross somehow.
I blame you for this. Mostly you.
No, this one's my fault. Yeah,
I didn't bring up anything. I said nothing gross at all. The whole.
I'm all like, so what are you doing after we're done recording? I'll tell you what I'm
doing. I don't like answering questions like that. It's suspicious. What, do you got the cops there or something?
No, yeah, I just wanted to plug that.
We were talking about What's that chick I have a crush on? I can't remember her fucking name. The chick from the podcast I have a crush on.
Esther Povitsky.
She is. I do not find her attractive, but I have a serious crush on her. Like,
I think I like Annie or Kalila more. I would say.
Yeah. I think it's because they literally shit on Esther so much. She takes so much abuse, and for some reason, that's super attractive to me. Like the level of abuse she'll tolerate.
It's always funny to see her get all excited to join in on shitting on somebody else.
Yeah, but like when they rip on her, I was watching something and it was Annie like just laying into her like about something, and I'm like, this is kind of hot. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Like the amount of shit she'll take, the amount of shit she'll just sit there and fucking absorb is attractive. She's a beautiful lady, I'm not gonna
because she can take the joke and everything, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have no
you just like
fucking
you like her, right?
I just think if you're listening, I think you're wonderful and you're very funny and you're very sexy, and I would like to yell at you for long periods of time.
I don't know if she would want that from you though.
Give a fuck. Obviously, it doesn't matter what she wants because she's gonna get yelled at by everybody.
Oh man.
That's she's not listening to this, so it doesn't matter. But she is.
in case she is.
I'm single and I don't like you that much. So how about hanging out?
Yeah. Luckily, I have somebody here with me who will happily watch prolapse anuses with me on the internet.
The hooker? Did you get that hooker going?
What? No, no, no.
Oh, she left before your girlfriend came home?
No, this is this is my actual girlfriend who
Oh,
voluntarily
oh,
will watch
voluntarily. You don't have
these
to pay.
things with me,
You don't have to pay her.
not
Nothing.
somebody else that I have to pay.
Because usually when I talk to you, you're paying hookers to hang out with you.
You you gotta calm down that kind of talk, you know.
She knows I'm not being serious, right? She tell her, turn to her and tell her I'm not being serious.
You know he's not being serious, right, Myrna? I think she's been playing Animal Crossing this whole time. And
She's
hasn't
playing
been
Animal
listening.
Crossing. That'll fucking zone you out, man. If you're playing Animal Crossing, you're not even fucking listening.
No, she hasn't been listening.
Good, thank God. Animal Crossing will do you in, man. My ex, she'd play Animal Crossing every fucking day. She'd come home and like zone out and play Animal Crossing. I'm like, are you okay?
She loves, dude. My lady loves playing it.
Like,
dude, she actually is doing a bunch of Twin Peaks shit on her Animal Crossing right now.
Oh, no
she
shit.
like has her island all black
tag,
lodged up and everything.
Tag Mr. Garmonbozia because his island.
I think she follows him. Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta shout him out. He has a really awesome little account.
Yeah, it's a little cool. It does a lot of. I'm not a big Animal Crossing fan, but I think it's really interesting and really neat the amount of stuff you can do. And I think everything I see is it's almost heartwarming. It's fun to see his stuff. You know what I mean?
I like seeing his stuff.
Yeah, I do
really.
He's
I enjoy it. He does some cool art on his Procreate on his iPad. And
stuff. Really
does some really cool art.
I love people like that. That we have.
He's a family man too. I know that.
Is that?
He's a family man. Yeah.
We've all got some kind of fucking family in this goddamn.
Yeah, but I'm a sucker for wholesome kind of shit like that.
Not wholesome peak. She's a fucking monster.
Well, we already know.
Monster.
Holocaust and that's the main thing, right?
She is an so I posted something about that on her fucking page, and the guy was like, I was like something about her being anti-Semite, and like somebody commented, "What's the context on this?" She deleted the comments. She was like, "No, can't, no, cannot call me a Holocaust denier on my page." So I'm doing it on my podcast.
There you go. You're doing it exclusively on your podcast.
I told her she has carte blanche to be on here as much or as frequently as she wants to be.
Okay, yeah.
I thought for her, she can be on. She wants to be on here a billion times. Oh yeah.
There's going to be certain people that probably have an open invite. I'm sure.
That's the only person I can think of.
In the community, yeah, I would say probably that. Yeah.
I don't want SeethePeaks on here trying to fucking peddle his wares on my fucking time, peddle his bullshit. Oh, I got 3 podcasts and a fucking Seinfeld show. Fuck you. It's my show. You don't get to fucking come on here and peddle your shit. Okay.
SeethePeaks, you work hard and I'm proud of you.
Yeah, you work hard. You're garbage. You're fantastic. He's a fantastic guy. I would like him on here, but he's very busy. I'm sure he'll come on sometime.
No, yeah. I mean, he'll have to make some time.
He's super nice. And like, that's the problem is like, he's such a nice dude. I just want to fucking shit on his face or something. Like, he's such a nice person. Like, I can't stand
You're just that person.
He takes a joke so well. He doesn't give a fucking. He'll give it back as much as he gives it.
We love people who can properly take a joke.
Yeah. That's not a lot of them.
No.
Log formations can take it though. I'll tell you that, man. They're great. And I love.
Log formations is one of my favorites.
I had a thing with them. They post something about hair, and they're like, "DemonPeaks, you'll have fun with this one." And I'm like, "What's the joke? But would I make a joke about this?" Because I make fun of their hair all the time. And so I didn't post,
you're just fucking
anything about that one. So then they posted them today and I made fun of their hair. But I'm not your monkey. I'm not going to fucking post it when you want me to.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I know what you want me to do. I was like,
what's the
I'm not going to fucking do it.
I know what you want me to do, man. I want to know.
You want me to say what? Like, I don't know. What? Did
you look up Christopher Walken killing that broad?
No, I didn't look that up.
Killed that broad. Killed her dead.
I forgot about it until I was listening to our old pod and I heard you mention. I totally forgot about it.
Adam watches these old pods and he fucking furiously masturbates to them, hoping that one day.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm not making too many mistakes and trying to see what I can improve
What mistakes could you fucking? This is us talking.
I don't know.
What mistakes?
I don't know. I guess not mistakes, but like where I can maybe improve on.
We made a huge mistake. Stephen Wright.
Oh yeah,
Wright.
Stephen Wright, not Stephen Fry,
not the legendary British actor Stephen Fry.
Yeah, fucking.
I love Stephen
Fry,
Fry.
Comedian Stephen. Yeah. I love Stephen Fry also. Yeah.
Did you watch like Blackadder and stuff, or Fry and Laurie, or?
No, but I've watched like a couple of random things. I've seen a few interviews with him that I enjoy what he
You
talks
never
about
saw
sometimes.
you ever saw Blackadder? It's fantastic.
No, I haven't.
It's Mr. Bean, Hugh Laurie, and Stephen Fry. Rowan
Nice.
Atkinson.
What kind of movie is it?
It's a show, and it's okay. So it's about this character called Blackadder, and every season
Okay.
is a different historical context, like Henry VIII, World War One, etc. Every season
Okay.
is about a different time period, but the same characters, like they're called the same thing.
Okay, nice.
It's really
So
really,
it's a dry British comedy.
you know what? It's more silly almost, because Hugh Laurie back in the day was a very very silly guy,
Mhm.
and Rowan Atkinson's got that drive, but he's got a lot of physical comedy that he does.
I love
You know what I
Rowan
mean?
Atkinson.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I would
Oh, but
recommend-
yeah, dude. Listening to the old podcast. I mean, it's hard for me to do because I don't like listening to myself, but I suppose I just want to see where I can get better. You know?
I think that's great, and I think I hate listening to myself too, but I have to because I do 3 fucking shows a week.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know, I also run a YouTube show. I'm going to plug myself here.
Go for it, dude.
I've actually been improving a lot. I think that I'm doing pretty good. People seem to like my new format. So reduced format. I'm talking more slowly and not so rapid fire like I do here. Yeah. So check it out. Add me on there. Or else.
Yeah, I'll have to check out some of the new stuff you post. I know you've been putting up some stuff.
I got beautiful blue eyes. You check out these things. Are beautiful.
You?
Yeah, it's very.
I'm not going to talk about your beautiful blue eyes.
Striking.
We're not going to talk about your beautiful blue eyes, motherfucker.
Reminds me of the Norm Macdonald joke when he's talking about everybody says they'd go back in time and kill Hitler, but he'd be afraid he would get drawn in by his beautiful eyes and become a Nazi. I think he's talking to Lonely Island, and he's like, everybody talks about killing Hitler, but I'd go back and get sucked into his beautiful eyes and become a Nazi. It'd be terrible.
My God. It was always great when he would talk about Hitler or the Nazis, dude.
He would just go off. Do you ever hear him say iron? He would say iron.
Yeah.
Iron.
Yeah.
Iron. And, well, who was it? What was his? Larry King was like, that's not how the word said. It's iron. When Larry King iron. My favorite was he had the guy from Grandma's Boy. What the fuck is that guy's name? He was in like Reno 911.
The main guy from Grandma's Boy.
He was in Reno 911. He was given.
I
can't think of his name. I like the guy.
Hold on. I like him too. Kevin Nealon.
No, it wasn't Kevin.
Is that who we're? No. Oh fuck! Who am I thinking of then?
He's like a wispy dude. Nick
Swartzen. I like him too. Yeah.
Okay, so he was on the Norm show originally, like that he was doing on like YouTube and stuff like that. And he was having a hard time getting sponsors. So he got the sponsors, the Man Greats. Did you ever see this clip from the Man Greats?
No.
So the lead into the commercial is them talking about Mr. Furley from Three's Company eating someone's ass or something like that, or coming in someone's mouth. That's the lead in, because Norm's like, yeah, how about this? His Father's Day coming up, and he goes, how about the Man Greats? And Nick Swartzen goes, what is that, some sort of genital cleanser? And this is the commercial that's paying the bills for the show. And he's like, no, God, no, it's a cast iron grilling grates. And then he's like, it's for Father's Day. And he goes, Nick, your father's alive. And Nick goes, no. And he goes, Norm goes, fuck. It devolves, and they lost the sponsorship. That's how they lost the show the first time, was that they lost the sponsorship because
man,
they couldn't get through a commercial without talking about.
That's how committed he was to that fucking comedy, dude. Their first and only sponsor. They finally got a sponsor, and then he does that with the ad.
Wait till we get a sponsor. Oh boy, they're gonna have a rough
lose
time.
It immediately. Oh no.
And you know what? I will take any sponsor, but I will trash them if I don't like it.
Yeah,
I think
that's what most of the.
Hear that Raid Shadow Legends? Give me your fucking money. I'll fucking talk shit about your horrible game.
Oh fuck, dude!
Game.
You know what I hate? I hate those fucking commercials where you see the YouTuber or the personality playing it.
I don't even blame them because they get money from
what
it.
they're doing.
Like a guy like Wang or something like that. Like, I don't even care if he
talks about it, man. But still, I can't.
You got to pay the bills. I will sell out so fucking quickly, but I will do it in the shittiest way possible. So remember that advertising.
Yeah,
I will take any product, and I will tell you, I will sell any product, but I will do it in the shittiest way possible. So I'm open for business.
We'll see. We'll see.
Fucking the man. I don't shave, so get Manscaped. Come talk to us. I'm not gonna shave my balls.
I think Manscaped will go to anybody.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shave. I'm not even gonna shave my face. But I'll talk
I
about
gotta shave
Manscaped.
mine. I gotta
Fuck
shave
that.
my
I'm not
little
shaving.
beard
I need a
here.
fucking hair. I'm not even get my hair cut. I'm not shaving. I grew a beard so I wouldn't have to shave.
I don't need a haircut, right?
Yeah, look at you. You got split ends.
I do.
You're like a rundown Kathy Ireland. Look at you.
You know why? It's because I fucking always put my hair up and I always
You
like twist it into a bun sometimes. So
get the man bun. The man bun.
yeah, it damages the ends. Yeah.
It does. It really. It's hard. You need to do some dry shampoo. You piece of shit.
Yeah. No, it says my lady's a hairstylist, so I'll have to use some product every once in a while.
She got the
So
good too. The good.
Yeah, she got the good.
She can go into that fucking place where you have to have a license to get, hair formula, hair treatment.
Yep.
I don't know what. Yep. Obviously, I don't know what everything. Every girl I've dated has been a beauty school girl, and I still have no idea what they're talking about. I've listened to them. I
think she's tried to explain some stuff to me, but it's hard.
Which is not something I'm interested enough. Yeah, that we're interested enough to. I still call it hair treatment, like it's Oh Brother Where Art Thou. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's what my lady calls it, a treatment.
Hair treatment.
Yeah, treatment.
You know what I like? I like fop. I don't like Dapper Dan. I mean, I'm sorry, other way. I don't want fop. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
I like Dapper Dan.
Dapper Dan's good stuff. And you know what? I think I mentioned this. I have really thick hair. So when I would use pomade, I'd have to get stuff from the black section.
Oh,
they always tell me your hair is really thick. You have to get stuff from like the African American section. And I was like, felt kind of weird about that at first. And I'm like, that means it's good, man. They got nice hair. You know what I mean? They got they have to treat it a certain way.
Really thick, beautiful hair.
They have to treat it a certain way, or it gets damaged. You know what I mean? Why people stick any bullshit in their hair?
You got to be really careful with that. I think my girlfriend told me that they can get mold sometimes if it's not treated a certain way.
Is that true? I don't know.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I could be, maybe I'm wrong.
It's a very, I think black hair is interesting. I have a book on it. I mentioned it's actually really interesting, and I've known people that worked on it, and it's really cool. Like the amount of, I love. Like I used to work with this black girl, and she was addicted to wigs.
Oh yeah.
Before she was addicted to wigs. She was addicted. She had like 1,000 wigs. It was crazy. And people would come in and be like, "I like your hair," and she's like, "Thanks, it's a wig."
Just immediately.
Fucking shut him down. Like I was like, damn. But yeah, I have to use the African American pomade for my hair.
There you go. I bet that makes you feel super cool.
No, because I'm a nerd. Like I can't help that.
I think it gives you hood rep.
Could be hood rep. I get hood rep. I have a biracial kid. Does that count?
Maybe. I don't know. All right, buddy. Hey, man, I think I'm going to be getting ready to head
we ended on the slightly racist note. Thanks.
Ended on the hood rep. Yeah.
We did a good one here. We did 2+ hours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Give me
what's our next one going to be? It's going to be another Twin Peaks one, right?
God, yes. Next week, Twin Peaks season 1, episode 2. We might have Wisteria Lodge on. Wisteria Lodge. Fucking, is that their name? No, Wisteria Lodge.
Yeah.
I gotta contact them. They said tentatively, but I've not gone back to them, and I want to see if they actually want to do it. Yeah. So we may have a guest.
Their new single "Mercy" on Spotify and everything.
Oh yeah, they're really good. They're really good music. I love their shit. They gave me like a free download like a month ago, and I've been listening to it a bunch. I'm a huge fan.
Last time when I said I listened to it too, what I listened to was the demo version that was on Spotify. But no, their new one they just released their official recording of Mercy. It's fucking great. So please stream that. Band.
At first, I wasn't sure about them. They've grown like leaps and bounds in a small amount of time.
I love that they're playing so many shows too. They're really.
I don't believe that they're playing any shows. I want to question this. Say they're in Portland. Portland's not a real place. Prove it.
I don't know why you're saying that.
What the fuck's it to you? Why I'm saying that? Prove it. Can you prove Portland's a real place?
I don't want to.
So you can't. You can't fucking do it. Could be anywhere.
Okay.
But we may have somebody on here after that.
Cool.
We're definitely gonna have Coral on for either episode 3 or episode 4. She wants to do one of those.
Cool. Sounds good.
And yeah.
What's our next media episode gonna be? Is that gonna be the
top live albums?
Sweet.
And then I have too much. Can I talk to you real quick after we're done here? We'll talk about the next 2 after that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
All right, hit the button first.